All right, let's get into it. The first ever discussion of Streetcar Takeover with, I mean, you guys own it. Me and Garrett have just been to a bunch, so I guess we're part of it now.
Yes.
But Justin,
Are we still
Chase,
employed?
I think kind of. We never really fired you.
Yeah. So we still work for you.
Blood in, blood
Streetcar
out, brother.
Takeover.
technically still employed.
You're still moderators on our Facebook page.
Yep.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you guys both
it
are
counts.
actually.
Really?
Oh boy, yeah. If you
I
look
didn't
at-
even notice that. I
Yeah.
need to go in there and start tweaking on some things.
change some stuff around on
Just start harassing some
Oh,
people.
I don't know about you all, but I'm feeling pretty nostalgic right now.
Yeah. It's been a while since
has.
we've all four hung out.
Right.
How you guys doing? I mean, we're down here for Streetcar Takeover Bradenton. It's this weekend. This is going to come out on Thursday before, so anything you say now is promotional for the event. So just
Heck
know,
yeah.
like, tomorrow night is going to be the night meet at Sissio's.
Correct.
And I mean, that's going to be packed, I'm sure. That's not that big. It's a good sized parking lot,
Right.
but it's going to be packed.
I think it's going to be slammed, yeah.
And
It's gonna
then
be awesome.
Bradenton roll racing Friday and drag racing Saturday.
Correct.
Is that the schedule?
Garrett said the first 2,000 people at the gate, he's paying for them to get in.
Wow.
That's so nice.
That's really
That's
nice.
very generous of you.
Really nice.
Wow, let's get a round of applause.
What a guy.
me not doing
What a
that.
guy.
However, Saturday morning there's a Cars and Coffee at the Freedom Factory.
That's what I was thinking.
So
It looked like they were tearing it up, though. Is that?
yeah, we got some.
It's minor details.
Bring
Not
your
legit.
lifted vehicle.
Only pickup trucks.
I'm bringing my dually over there.
It's not looking so hot right now, but it'll be good by Saturday, I'm sure.
Perfect. All right, Adam, if you're listening to this, get to work, bud.
Yeah, Adam and Josh and Ryan pull it together.
So this is going to be a pretty awesome event. It's the first event of the year for 2024, so all the new rules and everything like that. The point series starts fresh.
Yes.
The point series, I feel like it's a little bit under. Maybe people don't know as much that it is a
Yeah.
full point
It
series
is
a year.
underpromoted.
Yeah, like you don't know about it, right? Well, you're not allowed to because you're an employee. You're not allowed to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't hear about the point series till the end of the year.
Well,
feel like-
I mean,
I think
But
John
it's a really
Rogers
cool
won
thing
last
that
year.
you guys
stick shift,
do.
right?
what?
Who won stick shift last year? Wasn't Lee, right?
Who was it? I don't know.
We did
point
so
series?
on our point series. You have to race in at least 5 races, and we had one that was like first in points, but his car broke and he could not make the 5th race.
Unfortunate.
But it's really cool that you guys do that.
Yeah.
You know, it gives racers who go to all your races.
Yeah.
Is it
option to
5
make
again
more
this
money.
year?
Yeah, so every year, so we host 15, 16 events a year. So all we're asking is that you at least make 5 of the events in order to win money, win the point series.
Yeah.
That's kind of our requirement.
It's a cool deal because it kind of brings all the events to one instead of
It
like
does.
these random events all across the country. It kind of connects them all in a much better way.
Right, man. Guys get heated over it too.
I'd say our
Holy moly,
heavyweight and small tire was the
Small
two
tire was a
biggest
fight
races
this
last
year.
Last year.
man. Yeah, it was absolutely a fight.
What do you
this
do
a-
if it rains out and somebody's like at the event?
So if it rains out, like
You were there in the parking lot.
yeah, so they do get some points if it does rain out, and then also like if a race ends, like when we're in like the quarterfinals or semifinals,
Right.
they get points on that too.
Right. If it were to like
that's
rain
cool.
out during the race, yeah.
Is this your guys 10?
11th.
11th
We're going
year.
into
Yeah,
our
11th
11th
year.
season.
Golly.
Yeah, dude. You want to
That's
talk about
wild.
feeling old, man? Yikes.
so
That's
cool.
crazy.
It hurts a little bit.
I feel old right now. I pulled my back on the way up here yesterday.
Wow.
I look like
dude.
a 90-year-old guy walking up the gas station.
You should have seen him sitting down in the chair. He was like, oh, he looked like a little baby deer.
Really? Dude, you got to come hit the cold plunge.
Oh, well, maybe that's
We'll
what I
heal
need.
you up.
Well, they both pulled up in Porsches, so if you want to
Yeah.
feel old, these guys.
I pulled it in my Chevrolet dually.
His is
That
tan
thing's-
interior.
That thing's sweet.
Mine's bright red interior.
Oh, that's not
Bright
that's not
red.
old man though. That's a.
Yeah, mine has an ugly interior.
Yeah, well,
I like the tan a little bit. I do.
I know you do.
I kind
you're
of
an
like
old
it.
man.
It grew on me a little. I wouldn't have liked it 3 years ago.
is it like the light tan though, or is it like that peanut butter?
It's the light tan. It's ugly.
That's
Is
tough.
it true
look.
that you get to skip the Starbucks line if you're in a Porsche?
Absolutely.
yeah.
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 I've heard that. I just
You don't have to pay either.
Yeah.
Really?
They just kind of hand it to you. It's included in the cost of the car.
You don't get to. The Porsche owners just do that.
That's why they yell at me.
owners that don't use the blinkers.
Yeah, like it's not like, oh, it's allowed. It's just they do that and then nobody says
They just
anything.
expect it.
Yeah, but at least
Get it.
we use our blinkers while we're cutting you off.
That's
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So this year, obviously, roll racing. What's the story on that? Are we getting rid of roll racing yet?
Still 3 classes.
We
No,
can't get rid
and
of it.
and
It's-
why would you want to get rid of roll racing?
Yeah, you're a
Came
big
and won
roll racing
a couple
guy.
of the events.
Yeah, you're a huge roll racing guy.
Just to prove how easy it was.
Matter of fact, the only time I've ever paid you and gave you a trophy was from a roll class, I think.
Not true. My car last year won 10.0 and front wheel drive and 1050 and front wheel drive. I was just team owner.
That was
Right.
team owner, though. That wasn't
Right.
you.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
Yeah, you had a jockey that day.
Yeah, and it does. I mean, it counts. I built the car and I own the car. Trailered it
One
there
of the
and
finest
everything.
racers out there, Sketchy Vert.
love
Brought
it.
up and
Right.
got a W for
Yes, sir.
spaghetti racing.
I love that guy.
In the front wheel
Sketchy
drive class in a rear wheel drive car.
I kind of felt bad. Like there was this car that came all the way from
Idiots.
Canada, and there was no other person for him to race.
Yeah,
and
we're
then
not a
there-
big front wheel drive deal, to be honest.
He should have made you race in reverse. Like,
we
you know,
we
back-
talked
back
about
the
it.
car up
We
and
talked
race.
about it, yeah.
Oh
We
god,
talked
Sketchy
about
would have totaled that thing 100%.
Oh, 100%.
You never know, though. He may have just drove right out of that
I mean,
thing.
honestly, it might actually go down straight if he's
Yeah.
in reverse. Have we ever tried it? Because he can't do it going forwards.
No, this was my car. He would have wrecked.
That's
not
fair.
his.
Okay,
It would have
yeah,
been-
yeah.
It would have
Yeah.
been mine. So
We should tell him to put his car in reverse and see if it fixes the issue.
It does go straight.
It does go
There's
straight
a video of
reverse?
me driving it.
Oh, okay. It goes straight when you
Straight
drive
as
it.
an arrow.
what cars are you racing? What do you got?
Well, the F-150 was supposed to be up, but it is broken.
What broke?
The
broke
VBT
it?
cams aren't moving.
Lock them things out.
It turns out.
Yeah,
they
here's the
need to
deal
be-
though. If you lock them out on a 10-speed blower truck, I guess they drive terribly. So you can do it, but you really want to have like VBT for a street truck. So we're trying to fix it, but for some reason them cams ain't moving.
It's only Wednesday.
Just spray
Yeah,
some
yeah.
WD-40 on them.
Didn't you just hire a Coyote guy? Technically,
That'll break them.
Yeah, I should.
In
His
some
I think his
roundabout way?
cams might be locked, but we're gonna look into it.
His
And then
cams are definitely locked.
we got the Supra. I'm coming for the roll race in the Supra.
Oh boy.
And then
not
I
A
got,
class.
I don't know which class I'll be in. It does about
Well,
160.
we qualify you now,
Okay.
so there's not like.
So I'll come.
classes
I'll go
until
about
you're
125 mile per hour
Oh, gosh.
qualifying, and then I'll see what happens. But McFlurry and Leroy on Saturday, I think, unless Mullet gets fixed.
What's
We
wrong
just
with
got
Mullet?
we just got
from
the
transmission.
transmission
King of the
back today.
28s.
So
Ooh,
King
big
of the
28s guy.
class?
potentially.
Would it be? Yeah. Could that thing run streetcar?
No.
Or would it be
no,
small
nothing
car?
on
Can't. Yeah. Do your winders roll up and down? We put
they
that
could.
rule in there so I can't race it.
Yeah, they could.
And the methanol.
Yeah, and the methanol. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Do you think that you're like a super heavy hitter in that class that you had to put rules in to take yourself out?
I just think it looks bad if I were to go in there and
the GTR?
yeah.
It's not like he could cut a light.
I was wondering. I was
It's
like,
so hard, dude. On a Pro Tree and a GTR, it's impossible.
but you made it seem like
it's
you were
great
just gonna
racing.
clean up that whole class and you had to take yourself out.
I love racing GTRs because they suck.
be sweet to me, okay? Wow, golly.
You know what?
I
was
love my
thinking?
GTRs.
Coop,
They're the
you've been
best.
talking so much about street cars and what makes them a street car.
Oh boy, here we go.
I don't want
do this
to
me.
talk about it long. I just want to throw my opinion in the thing.
Gosh.
Can it make a run and make a 250-mile drive immediately after? You know, with getting fuel and stuff. But could it make a run and go on a small cross-country trip right after? I think that's the question. With minimal changes.
I just don't think it needs to be
That's
250
street car.
miles. I mean, like after 50, I feel like you've proved enough.
No.
You know what I mean? Just
Yeah, but
personally.
Your transmission's just getting going, heating up at 50.
Well, I mean, I got a stock style transmission.
Yeah,
We
I
can
mean,
do
like,
that.
I know I could get in my car and I could drive it
Same.
250 miles and
Yeah.
not have any issue.
Yeah.
The only thing that would hold me up is my little fuel cell. That's it.
My only worry about that is it leads more to the people like you that have like multiple people that help you on the car and it's very well engineered. Whereas like the guy that's like a one-person team ends up kind of getting screwed by deals like that because he's not even me, because my car, I would trust that the Camaro could do it, but like some of the guys that have even lower budgets that don't have as well of an engineered car and don't have like multiple fuel systems or like able to dial all this stuff in, that's who it hurts. It always ends up hurting the guys with less budget.
I
That's
get
always
it,
my
but that's
worry.
where it starts to get real murky when you start putting when you put that into the equation.
I'm
I feel
giving
like.
them a little bit of time. You know, you can swap your fuel lines. Like Ruby, I would consider a street car. You have to swap your fuel lines and change your tires after a run, but I think that's within street car.
I think so.
Yeah, that's
agree with
reasonable.
that.
Hard
Yeah,
to call
I
it a
think so.
street car when you gotta you gotta literally make massive changes to the car in
Right.
order to do it. Like when Mullet has his carbon front end on and no radiator, it ain't a street car anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
I always think if it can at least make it back under its own power. That's always my thought. At least drive back.
I feel like that's a
nobody
huge-
What are
pushes
you talking
you.
about? Leroy can drive back. That ain't no street car.
It probably shouldn't though.
I do it every pass.
Yeah, but it probably still shouldn't. No radiator.
It has to in the state.
It ain't hot.
Yeah.
Oh, it has
yeah,
to
in
in
ours,
the
it
station class.
has to. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't ever get pushed back from a race. I always just drive the thing.
I hate getting pushed.
Yeah, it's a pain.
I've never been pushed. I've
never been
I don't
pushed
think
either.
unless maybe I'm broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only been pushed when I'm broke. That's why I hate it.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
sad.
Oh yeah, maybe that's why we hate it.
That's fair.
Usually I sit up at the top end and I sulk
Especially
for at
when the
least 10 passes. Like I'll just sit there in the car knowing it's broken and just
Oh, man.
and just kind of reflect on like
Yeah.
Bronte's calling me and stuff. I'm just like
Adding up how much it's
Okay,
going
ignore
to be
it.
to fix it.
yeah.
Need a minute, babe.
Yeah, you just like in silence too. I'm not even talking, which is rare for me. So I'm just kind of sitting.
Oh man.
And it's nice too because like nobody's up there. You know, if you pull back into your pits, then
What
people ask
happened?
you what
What
broke. You
happened?
know, like Bronte's like, oh, like she's got the camera and she's asking me about it, and I'm all pissed.
So, do your streetcar rules, you know, like because Mullet is running on pump gas until it's at 6 pounds of boost, then it's on methanol for the run, and then it's immediately back on pump gas. Do those rules still keep me out?
no.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't run on methanol.
Oh yeah. Right. Yeah. Duh.
But it's on pump gas until it's on methanol.
Yeah, would you consider
but it's
methanol
on
kit?
methanol though. Would you consider it's a
Well-
really big methanol kit?
Well, it's a
8
methanol
injectors.
kit. Yeah. What's to say it's not a methanol kit?
Yeah, it can't
Got
be
one of
the
those
can't be
Devil's
the
Own
only-
kits
can't
on
be
it, it's
the-
fine.
It can't be the main fuel source. Of
It's not. The main fuel source is the pump gas injector system. This is just a secondary injector system.
Yeah,
All right,
what?
Mr. Gray Cloud.
oh god.
With big ones.
Go back over that way. Go back over that.
But I mean, I think that small tire is going to be pretty fun for you.
Yeah, it will be.
Maybe.
Small
And the
tires
king
where you
and the
need
king
it.
of the
And king of
28s.
28s. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's where
Wait,
you need.
you have to be on a
playing.
275?
King of the
Yeah.
28s?
Yeah.
I only printed out so many.
Well, what do you need a
Son of
steamroller
biscuit.
for?
It's on a 315, dude.
Well, it can't be.
You are
All right,
the
well, then
only
I'll be there
person
in
that sets their
McFlurry and
car up
Leroy.
like that. You're the only person that sets their car up with 315s like this.
Right.
You got
There's, like,
you
no
got
other
fellers
class.
running 350s in the 8th on a 270.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt a 275 is a bad to the bone tar. But you see
He's
the
just
way.
not a bad to the bone dude.
Let me line this up for you guys. You see, if you run the math on an El Camino and its wheelbase, it's nice to have a big tire for some reason. You know, I just ran the numbers in my head again. It all makes sense.
Oh.
Pete asked for the big tire. If the big tire can be on it, he wants the big tire.
What does Pete
Sounds
know?
like an El Camino problem, if you ask me.
I don't think Pete has anything to do with these rules, though, is the unfortunate part.
Well, yeah, but you're wondering why it's on a big tire? That's because my boy Pete requested it.
That's fair.
Well, I guess we'll have to.
I
Turns
it-
out
it
that guy
does-
kind of knows what he's
It
doing a
does
little
60
bit.
foot better. Like we can get more out of it. on
Oh,
a big
yeah.
tire.
Yeah, well,
Hands
yeah.
down.
You can almost run the heavyweight class, no? 4,200 pounds, put a little weight in it. Put the front
sure.
end.
Jordan's running the heavyweight class and is all right.
It's got to be an
4,200.
overdrive tranny.
Yeah. Well, he's got lockup. Is that overdrive?
No. No.
Imagine that's no
That
turbo
class is
400s,
sick.
but a lock.
4,200 pounds. That's an awesome class.
It is
what's
pretty
the,
cool.
What's the ET record in the heavyweight class?
750?
Was it 50?
Or no,
740 something, I think.
740,
What
George.
was it?
George.
CTSV, that tan
Oh,
CTSV.
brother.
Dude, he's a bad
But
dude,
now
man.
you changed the trans
That's awesome.
rules, right?
We did. We
From
changed the
last
trans
year.
rules. It's got to be an overdrive
Yeah.
trans now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so that eliminates all the turbo 400 swap dudes.
Basically.
Correct.
Okay.
You
Which probably
basically-
takes that CTSV out.
Yep, it
Well,
does.
unless he put a 4L80 in it.
Yeah.
Oof.
One
I don't know
run.
if he. I mean, 4L80 maybe, but the overdrive then leads to basically a bunch of Mustangs.
Hellcats.
Hellcats. Yeah.
Hellcats, and then we
Hellcatties.
get we're starting to get a lot of the F-150s in that class too.
Yep.
Don't talk to this guy about F-150s. He's had, what, 12
Apparently
of
the
them?
I wish mine was running just so you could drive it.
Oh, I've
You
driven.
would love mine, though.
Plenty of
You
it.
would love mine, though. Mine's got a little something special going on.
I can't wait to get my 24 regular cab short bed GMC done.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
cool. That'll be a
That's gonna be
sweet
cool.
truck. I got to see it the other day.
What's the combo
cool
in that
unit.
thing?
It's gonna have a single turbo built engine, 10-speed, 4x4 regular cab short bed. We converted it to a
Yeah, you cut it up.
short bed, short frame truck.
So to touch on stick shift a little bit, it seems like quite a few badass stick shift cars are showing up.
Yes,
you-
what I've seen with the stick shift crowd is they all kind of show up in a clan. Like it's all
Yeah,
they're
they
either
really
all
do.
there or they're not all there.
Right.
Which is weird.
They all text
None of
each
them
other.
are all there. But
Right.
Well,
sometimes they're all there.
I think it's because we all don't like going. Like, there's a huge gap between the normal stick cars
There
and
is.
the big dogs.
Right.
And like, if no other
I
big
agree.
dogs show up, then they don't.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. There's no point.
They're all very good about not like puppy kicking, I guess you could say. Like they don't, like you're saying, they don't show up and race.
I raced last year and I spun every run and still won.
And everyone was still crying.
Yep.
I'm like, well, it's just part of it. You know?
Yeah.
There's always
I
gonna be
mean,
some
look,
like
I
that.
didn't. That's
You
why
win some, you
I
lose some,
made
you
a
know?
post. I was like, "Is there any fast cars coming?" I didn't even know if we should get the dust off it. But Chad will be there, and he runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chad's
You know,
fast.
I think he said he was
so-
putting a radial on it too, so that'll be nice because you kind of need that at Bradenton.
He did it on my tire machine. So
Oh, there you go. Well, helping the
my
competition.
boy is out there.
New rule for stick shift this year: no push cars allowed, and you have to run to and from the lanes under your own power.
Let me see those.
Honestly, Chad in his stick shift car would have a good chance in streetcar class. I mean,
Yeah.
he went like a 7.
No, that's
40,
a
750.
great stick shift class
Yeah.
car.
I would run.
And that's a
Oh,
point
it's street.
series
I
too.
would run street car in
He's
that
saying
thing.
street, yeah.
In street. And the stick shift stuff is point series. Last year there could have been a lot of guys
Yeah.
that could have won the point series if they would have just showed up and
Yeah.
came to a few races.
I agree. Yeah.
And you guys allow double entering for your classes?
We do.
Okay.
Yes, as long as you can make it. Like
Yeah.
we're not going to hold up the race for you. So you have to be on it. You
Well,
gotta be
would
on
you
your
hold
game.
up the race for me?
No.
Okay.
What's the car?
We
count
won't even hold up the race for us. So like if
Well, yeah,
like
I
for
mean,
double
for
entering and
Chase's
stuff.
GTR? You won't
way.
delay the race.
No, you won't delay for anything.
Or the fastest car on property.
Guys, we're
Well,
just
duh.
uploading a new tune in it.
right.
Now, what's the car count like your guys' biggest event these days?
700 cars.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, Charlotte, North Carolina.
700.
700.
Yeah.
It's our dream and our nightmare all in 1 week.
It's also 700 degrees at that track usually.
yes,
right?
it is. Yep.
What
Can
the
be, yeah.
tarnation?
Right.
700.
How do you even get through that in one
I
day?
remember when
We bumped it down. We're bumping it down. We're limiting it to 500 now.
Well, I guess that's a mix of roll racing and.
It is.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah, it's a mix of roll racing and drag
That is
racing.
true,
So
yes.
it's not like
You got
500
200
cars
roll
or-
cars.
Yeah,
that's
right.
so impressive, though. I remember
it's a
our
lot.
first year at Charlotte when, we were announcing and doing your social media, and it was such a big track, and we were all just like
Yeah,
holy
dude.
crap.
I mean, I remember the first time I walked into that place.
you
I
were
asked them
thinking
if
that. I was
need to
like,
take my
how am
shoes
I
off.
going to afford this?
I remember. I remember that too. You remember when we met with them the morning of the event? It was
Yeah.
like the first time we ever talked to them. They were like, "Oh, you guys showed up." And we're like, "Yeah, we're ready
Yeah.
to go." And they're
Yeah.
like, "By the way, it's gonna be this much money."
Yeah.
And then I remember you two having conversation. And I was like, "Damn, I hope I get
I
paid."
looked at it and I was like, is there supposed to be that many digits on there? Is this a typo?
It was literally
Did
the
you
day
put an
up.
extra zero on there or what?
We were just maxing out the Twin Peaks parking lot.
right.
Yeah.
I'm like about ready to list my car for sale on Facebook Marketplace in case that event didn't go well.
Listen here, brother. We got a fire sale. We need some cash. All right.
That's such a good track though, and being 4 wide.
It's pretty
Some of
cool.
those photos of the 4 wide
Yeah.
drag racing and roll racing. I know that there's one
It's
of like
cool.
Yeah.
Kokenauer's car and like a couple other Corvettes, all
Yeah.
4 wide stick shift cars. That was
Yeah, I remember that
great.
actually. We set that up on purpose. Yeah,
That was
a
fun.
cool shot.
And then we did one that was like C4, C5, C6, C7 Corvettes all in a row. That was pretty cool.
My plan is to go to Charlotte this year because I want to hit the wind tunnel with Leroy's new body and then show up to your event.
Charlotte is June 20th to 22nd. So just so everybody knows, Z-Max.
That C5R race car that 1320 posted without the body
yeah.
looked just like
know.
Leroy.
I know. Leroy might be a C5R.
You should do the Dale Earnhardt C5R body on there.
No. Well,
That would be cool.
The
that
yellow
would
with
be
the
really
number 3
cool.
on it.
Yep.
yeah, we could on the paint job. The thing we're doing, like
Hot
with
dog.
Leroy's, his body doesn't really look. It's like a C7 Pro Mod body, so it's a little off from that.
Dale didn't drive a C7.
Right, you missed the mark there,
I know,
buddy.
I know.
I mean, it's
I
still
love,
cool.
I love
And the car was a C5.
C7s just look so good.
They really do.
So I wanted to go that route.
Yeah, I feels it.
Do you feel it's going to be a little blasphemous with a body? Is it going to be a weird feeling?
It's gonna be a little sad, in my opinion. I mean, it'll be cool,
It's gonna
but
be sick.
I think it'll be cool.
I think it'll be cool too. It's just gonna be like,
I mean, I think it's been 6 or 7
Something
years
like
since
that.
Leroy's debut. I mean, I feel like we have definitely.
That was one of the
Yeah.
first cars on the channel.
Yeah, I mean, it literally can barely run A6
Its
because of aerodynamics.
Debut was at Streetcar Takeover.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
In was it? Oh yeah. It
Yeah.
was in-
Remember you put
yeah,
on
you
the
put in the
dyno with
burnout
the
contest. Yeah,
Literally, we didn't even drag race. We came to Streetcar Takeover,
did the burnout contest.
blew the tires in the burnout box, drove her back to the trailer.
Yep.
Well, it was a stock C5. Drag racing, it
It had
wasn't going to
nitrous
be.
on there. We were opening the bottle
right.
in front of the intake.
But I meant
That
like
was where I
drag
met my
racing.
boy Jay from Ignite that week.
Yeah.
He's here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he is?
He's
He'll be on
here.
tomorrow.
You'll see him. Oh, you're doing it with him.
Oh, of course,
Nice.
dude. Me and Jay have
he
to
says
hang
he's
out
got a
every
gift
year.
for you. I don't know what that
Oh
means.
boy.
You never know.
Just watch your back.
That's scary.
Watch your
Maybe
back.
it's
That
the
is
gift that keeps on
terrifying.
giving, Clark.
That event is always really fun.
Hey, I
up in
adopted
Indy.
you a child. Like I can see.
What? I actually wouldn't put it past
No,
him
I
at
got
all.
you a drone that can carry people. Like, that's the type of thing he would come with.
You like helicopters, right?
yeah.
Do you think that this might be one of the fastest roll race classes? I feel like some of the cars that are in this area for roll racing.
In Bradenton?
Yeah. and
Yeah,
like the
I know
Sisios
that
cars
there's
and-
some hitters
There
coming
are some
for
fast
it.
ones that come out here.
I mean, shoot, I brought
Texas. We have a lot of fast ones that
Yeah.
show up too.
I brought a 2300
Oh, yeah.
horsepower R8 with me, Jordan's car. It's at the Freedom Factory right now. That sucker is gonna move, dude.
That is fast.
Is that thing
It's
gonna like
really
wheelie roll
fast.
racing type of car?
It did.
It does everything.
yeah.
Are
It
the
runs like-
316 dudes bringing any cars?
They were working on some whenever I was up
I
there.
think they were testing tonight.
Yeah,
Was that-
they were at the.
I saw a
Charlie
couple.
was at the track.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's
Technically, the night
love
meet is
turbo
at 316.
Right.
Technically.
same parking lot.
As
Same
well.
parking lot.
Yeah. They are next door to each
It's
other.
a joint effort.
Yeah.
It's good, dude. I think the roll racing is going to be fast, really fast this weekend.
I agree.
So
Yeah, my Supra will probably win the whole thing.
probably not. Probably
You're
not.
lucky.
Maybe like the middle class, maybe.
Wait, the green, you have the green RE with you?
No, the blue one.
Okay.
It's blue.
I was going to say, because I beat the green R8 roll racing.
Correct.
And I won't let them live that down.
Yeah, I probably.
He said
would
he
if I
was-
were you.
he was-
It is. The green one will be there.
He was driving
Sissio's
it, and he
bringing
was
it.
like, I was reaching under the wheel to try to go up and map. He was like, I couldn't get to it in time. And I freaking came around him. Because I had no
Wasn't
way
mapping, was he?
I had no way to build boost. Like, I just kind of had to floor it
Yeah.
and hope that it worked.
That was pretty
It was
funny.
like
to watch
foot
all
braking,
that
like
happen.
my first attempt at roll racing. It is pretty interesting, and that's the fastest I've ever been in that car. It's 181 roll racing.
Cooper, what do you have against roll racing? Why do you not like?
I mean,
it?
honestly, I don't really like it much either these days. It's just a lot of bickering. I
Way to
feel
back
like
me up.
it's a lot of bickering.
roll race king over here.
Yeah.
My worry is I've never finished a roll race and been confident in who won.
I see.
Anytime like a race has ended, I'm like, did I win? I know, like,
Oh, I know that feeling. Yeah.
or was it like
Was the
not
start? I think it means like because the start. Like was
There's
the
always
start good
is
enough?
the start wrong.
Yeah.
Like did he have the wrong mile an hour? Did I have the wrong mile an hour?
That's
There's
what
always
makes
a
it super
contention.
difficult because like there's so many fast guys roll racing now and they absolutely love it. But the problem is, you get ego involved, you get feelings involved, and like guys want to win so bad. But the problem is that there's no such thing as like a super scientific roll race. It can never be perfect. That's why God created drag racing. Yeah. So it's fun to do, but when tensions get high it's hard to calm these guys down a little bit and be like,
Yeah.
listen, like you guys need to get together on this.
I've seen Victor at FL2K have to bring a car back like 3 times in the finals.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
we've had to do it too.
It's like, okay, that's too much. Like that.
Our rule is we'll rerun it one time that we know it was a bad start, and if it happens again, it's up to the drivers, and both of them have to agree to keep rerunning. I won't let them rerun more than 3 times.
Right. Right.
Best 2
Like
out of
if
3
you
at
can't
that
get
point.
if you can't get it figured out in 3 different passes, then you need to start drag racing.
So you decide who won at that point then? Just
Better looking.
It's whoever gets to the finish line that we know that didn't foul.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you have speedometers in all your cars? Because my Camaro does not have a speedometer.
Here's the deal, brother. When I'm roll racing, I already got the thing floored. I don't care what speed
This is the
I'm
problem.
going.
Yeah, he's the problem.
I don't
You're
care
the
what
one.
speed I'm going. The moment they tell me to start rolling, I'm to the wood. So
The first time I ever
300 feet before the starting line.
am
That's
to
why that
the
thing
wood.
goes 160. It ain't that fast.
Well, it probably takes a little while to spool up. doesn't it?
Probably.
yeah, that's why I say it doesn't even matter if it spools fast or not. I'm already in it.
the first time I ever roll raced was in the Crown Vic. Remember that
yeah,
in Indy?
neighbor.
Yeah.
And the first time I won the first race, but then the second race I lost because I was being too respectful. I was like kind of like not like flooring it enough, and I was kind of like letting him get beside me, and that was why I lost. I was too slow to like get
Dude,
it.
you got to be good at the game, man.
Yeah.
You got to be good at the game.
Can't be nice out there.
right.
I just retired after that.
I don't give anybody anything.
He came back.
You can't.
Yeah,
That's what triggered him into hating roll
I was.
racing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was in a blower car. It should have been perfect for that.
So basically, you lost a roll race. So that's why you don't like it. That's
Yeah.
all I heard.
Yeah.
Bronte
Well,
literally holds him at night over it.
I think that car went like 160. It was like a C601 or ZL1 that went like 160, and I went like 140. So it was
Yeah, that's
unlikely I was going to win.
Yeah.
It was unlikely.
That's close.
The Supra should go 160, right?
Yeah, it goes 160.
Just like perfect right on the dot.
Yeah.
Can put a little more into it.
The most fun I had roll
Stab.
racing was in Denver last year, in the
Yeah,
R8
it was fun.
against you, and
It was fun.
that was fun, man.
Man.
Blast.
Yeah, it was a good
It's
time.
fun when the cars are close for sure.
Yeah.
Those are
there
race
was
roll
dude,
race
there was
good.
some really, really close races in Denver last year. Really close.
I would say Denver was probably the most fun I've had ever drag racing and roll racing ever
Really?
in my life. Yeah,
Was
The
that
last time.
yeah,
Yeah, it was really good.
this
It was
most
fun.
recent one? Because
And it was
one
in-
get rained out?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, It was our actual normal
Okay.
SCT
yeah.
Bannerman event.
Yeah. Because I thought one got rained out.
So much fun.
What's
Yeah, it
the
was
streetcar takeover ET record right now? Because Brett LaSalle is probably going to break it this weekend.
Yeah, he probably will break it. It's 670.
See you later.
Yeah.
She's done.
Yeah.
I'd have to look.
I'll probably go 620 something.
Yeah.
And just-
Jeremy
This is-
Jeremy Sparks has it right now,
This
right?
is our first year with the King of the 28s class, though.
Oh yeah.
So that record was in Street Racer,
Right.
670,
Right.
which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah.
I'm
It was a
pretty
Fox
sure-
body on a 28.
Yeah,
So yeah, Jeremy Sparks,
275.
that boy is wild, man.
Pretty sure Brett was putting turbos on his car like the day after, like, sick week. He was already upgrading stuff on that thing. So
I love that guy.
I'm sure it's
Simple
going to
as
do
that.
something wild.
Yeah, that boy's wild.
It is a very fast vehicle.
he
Yeah,
just keeps
it
that
is.
up arrow just like a little bit every time.
It still is just mind blowing to me how fast that car is for what it is.
Right. Right.
Like I get it, it's light.
I mean,
get
for all
it,
practical purposes,
but
it's pretty simple.
it is
They got it dialed.
very simple.
Super dialed.
Very simple.
Right.
At Sick Week, it was literally just riding the wheelie control. So, like, he just set the suspension loose so he knew it would hook, and it was just like down the track. It was sick.
We have a Brett LaSala, meter on this channel where you have to. I need like a checkboard because
How many times people
almost
bring him
every
up?
episode it's talked about because that car, like
Yeah.
Clay Milliken, top fuel
Right.
driver, was talking about it. I was
That's
like,
awesome.
He's the king of street cars right now.
Oh,
for
100%.
Yes.
No
I need
doubt about
to get on that wheelie control thing.
Yeah.
That was sick. I was watching that thing do that. I was like, dang.
I'm sure he's already tried to convince you to go to Motec for everything you own. He's big on that.
Dude, Motec is life.
Those are sweet.
It's so
Motec
good.
is cool.
Once you go Motec, it's hard to go to anything else. It's good
Yeah,
stuff.
but we're like, we got to be able to use it ourselves.
Yeah, I can't do that. So
That's like
Always
reading
very-
a whole nother language.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Can you mess with your Motec?
No, I can't even.
Oh,
I
they're probably
can't.
locked out.
Yeah, they're locked. But
Yeah,
like
locked
my
out.
Holly for my
Yeah.
car, like I can go through there and change anything
Oh,
and
it's like
everything.
From
Game
what
Boy.
I guess from I
It's
mean from what
nice.
tuners
So
say,
nice.
it's pretty simple. That's what they say.
Well, it depends on what software you have
interface,
because
yeah.
everybody that has a Motec has a different software interface in
Yeah.
their car. Like it's
Well,
not
like
the
some
same.
of the tuners that tune the cars, they lock
Right.
the tune so you can't go in there.
But you make like your own software.
Oh, I
like you
got
can have like the Pro Drag or like
I
some
got you.
like
Yeah.
Brett has like a custom one that they kind of made themselves because
I forgot his car was on Motec.
you have to. It's weird. You have to like make your own software, and then if you have Motec make you things, they put it into the public domain. So if you have secret stuff, you have to keep it secret
That's interesting.
because like the wheelie control and that kind of stuff gets all put out there to everyone. I've talked to a couple of people about this that keep things secretly.
All this stuff's so fancy nowadays.
Yeah, I know. Science.
It's too fancy. I'm not smart enough for any of it. And that's my struggle.
The Motec traction control, you can't even tell it's working.
Yeah, it's amazing.
it's so
but you
smooth.
can in Turbo Vipers. Holy moly, man.
Oh, you can.
Woo! Yeah. Oh, yeah. You absolutely can. It's a pretty cool feeling, actually.
That is.
But you can definitely feel it working.
Those Turbo Vipers, like Aaron Miller, seems like the best car currently. Did you see that
Are they
thing?
that good?
They're great. They're cool. I wouldn't say it's the best car. Not by any stretch.
Maybe
Rear-wheel
Aaron's
drive.
car.
Rear-wheel drive's only like for a street. I think I've heard they work really good, but having like an all-wheel drive R8, like that's
Yeah.
just-
Yeah.
That drives completely stock.
Right. Yeah.
That's the thing about those.
the
cars.
the Vipers on the street, like if they run into like a Huracan, an R8 or a GTR, they're gonna have their hands full, very full.
okay.
So
Plus, they got sequentials in them.
I know. I just kind of want to drive one.
Yeah.
it's cool.
Well, like Aaron's got a Turbo 400 in his,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
Right.
Oh, really?
Right. That's
That
well,
car is
A
cool.
lockup
The
Turbo
car's really
400
cool.
in a ACR. They say that wing helps a lot.
I'm sure it does for
That wing
downforce.
does.
Yeah.
60 to 130 and 178.
178. Who did that?
Aaron Miller
Aaron, he just posted it.
Oh, did it?
Today or
Oh.
yesterday.
on the track.
Yeah.
That thing's that crazy.
Yeah, he posted in the draggy group, and everyone's just like,
I know. I wanted to put one in Clay Milliken's car in the top.
I didn't know guys cared about that on the track. I should post mine from my car.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yours
got-
is probably
gotta flex
low
draggies.
twos, high ones,
Oh,
isn't it?
mine went 1.8.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I wonder
So
what mullet
TX2K is going to be
Probably
interesting.
like 1.5, 1.6.
Oh, it's got to be, dude. That's why I asked you. I was curious. I asked him
I
at
could text
lunch.
Pete. and
Yeah, he'll
ask
know.
him.
You should text him.
The-
It'd be interesting to know.
The draggies are pretty cool for that.
They really are.
kind of do a lot of battling.
It's amazing how accurate they actually are. Like,
We use them a
Dude,
lot.
good.
We don't have a track in Kansas City currently, and like our four-wheel drive vehicles, all-wheel drive vehicles, we can just go out on an empty road and use a draggy and get quarter-mile times for them because they don't spin.
yeah,
So we use them as a tool for advertising.
right. It really is cool. Like when you compare the draggy to like Motec, and then if you're at the track, like to your time slip and stuff like that, like it's pretty freaking on.
Well, I mean, if anything, the draggy times are slower because you don't have the run out
Right.
like you do at the track.
yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
you'll run faster at the track than you will on that draggy.
Right.
Well, also if you're consistent about using it, then you have a database
good
of all
yeah,
your
you do,
slips
yeah.
instead of just like I have a box of slips up there. Like,
Right.
You just have to
Let me
kind
sift
of
through them here.
dig through them.
Right, right.
It kind of makes it nice. So I proposed this to Justin. Right now, currently, there are probably 15, 20 pro mods on property.
Oh, dude.
Why not try to do a pro mod shootout, like an 8-car
I say we
chip
do
That's a
Pro
damn
mod-
good idea.
I say
How
we do-
sick would
damn
that
good
be?
idea.
That would be
I say
cool.
we do Brett LaSala versus Pro Mods.
Versus the world.
No, but legitimately,
Right,
you could
that
probably
would
you
be
gotta
get
really
give
money.
cool.
You got to give
Right.
him a second or half a second on the hit.
They're already testing.
Yeah, I mean, they were out there all day today, all day.
They're already
If
testing.
you made a free entry 16 car or
Chip draw.
even an 8-car shootout for $2,000, I'm sure they'd do it.
That would be
Let's do
pretty
it.
awesome. It'd be really cool for fans.
would be cool.
I think
to
it
have,
would
like
be
a pro
cool.
mod shootout go down.
I mean, if they're there, they're gonna wanna.
Right.
They're gonna wanna. I mean,
Yeah,
if,
these-
if I was there, I'd be like, hell
I
yeah, I
would
race
too.
on the track.
Right.
$2,000 and you get to continue your testing.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
I'm down. I think it'd be awesome.
Get out of the way, street cars.
I don't think.
Yeah,
it'd be that hard.
right.
Pro mod takeover.
Is Mickey's car out? I love watching that thing go. Mark Mickey's turbo car?
I
I just
don't know if
today,
it's
but
down
I
here or
asked him.
not.
He's
'Cause
probably
that'd be a good
up
one
in
for-
Jeff City.
He will be there.
Yeah, he'll be there.
sure.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it'd be pretty fun for the fans. I'm
that
sure
would
Victor
be cool.
Could set that up
We
pretty
should
easily.
do that. Yeah, we'll text
Tomorrow's
Victor after this.
Thursday. Yeah.
I bet they'll do. I mean, dude, they're already all like the track is just full of toters.
Really?
Oh yeah, there's very little room. It looked like
I was like, what are we gonna do? Right.
because World Series of Pro Mod is the next weekend after
Right,
this,
it's the
and they're
next
here
weekend.
all
There-
week
there's-
testing.
I bet you there's, what do you think? Maybe 50 toters out there. There's a lot. Massive stackers, and they're
Did they
pulling in.
block off some of the pits?
No,
No,
Oh, really?
solid. Just thought about that.
we're all gonna be.
That's
in the
what
grass.
I'm over here having a
We
heart
might
attack
have to
about.
ask them to move down for at least streetcar takeover.
Yeah, they'll
they're
they'll
gonna
absolutely be
have
thrilled
to.
about that.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah, they're gonna be.
set
Yeah,
up.
right.
It happens every year.
It does.
here.
It does. But that's a sign of a good healthy
is a
track
sign of
though.
a good-
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Oh, there's no
not-
debate.
Right. There's not very many other tracks where you could be like, yeah, man, like they're testing literally all day, every day.
It's awesome.
all
it's
day.
yeah, people are like, so when's the track open? You know, I'm like, every day. They're like,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
When
you
does the
could-
track
we could
close is a
go
better
right
question.
Now. We
Right.
could go right now, Monday at 9 a.m.
Right.
We could go make a hit.
It's literally open more than Taco Bell.
Right.
Wade is on a tractor 24/7 every day of his life. Wade is on a tractor.
It's
Right.
so nice.
It's
But,
awesome.
Like even today, like you can go watch pro mod racing. If you're just some guy driving by,
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
pull in and watch pro mods.
We could
test.
go make a pass right now.
Dude,
we could go
yeah,
race our cars against each other right now.
We're literally right now, yeah. My son, my
It's
2-year-old.
heavenly.
Yeah, dude.
All right, well, let's wrap this up.
right,
Yeah.
well, let's go.
Dude, Top Fuel was insane to watch.
I believe that.
Yeah,
Last
the
weekend.
top fuel stuff's so cool.
It really
It was
is.
a different world. I got the piston right there next to my
And
2J piston.
especially at Bradenton Motorsports Park, where you can be right up on them. I mean,
Dude, it literally blew my car up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Broke the crank on my car.
Right.
You've become good at that.
Yeah, I don't even know how you do that on a turbo LS. The crank broke.
yeah, crankshaft cleaner.
Oh. You've become good at these.
Went
crank
so fast
braking.
past me and broke the crank.
Yeah.
So explain that.
You think it just dumped a bunch of nitro right into the turbo, just
I
flooded
don't
it
know.
out,
I think she just got so scared. Crank broke.
and only like James driving? Yeah, because
Itself.
Yeah, right.
James isn't racing this weekend, right? He's
No, he's up
He says
at
going up to Georgia.
Georgia, yeah.
He's got to race that car. That
Ultra Street. Yeah.
Yeah.
car, yeah.
What
That'd
a
be
nerd,
cool.
dude.
unreal.
Yeah. I mean, that's like a whole week and a half up there. That's a lot.
It's a long deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what other classes do we have? We got the woman and wheels one, which I've never fully gotten
Love that.
the grasp on.
It's really cool, man. We've got like Sophie came to us with that idea, and we loved it. And she's like hit the ground running with that class. I think it's like what this will be her fourth year.
Fourth year.
And man, like she travels all around the country and gets all of these girls involved in racing. And it's one of those classes where it's great. You know, like my wife, like she, like even though she's around this all the time, like you can't really call her a racer, you know, but she's raced the women and wheels class multiple times. And it's cool because like, you know, a bunch of the girls there are learning, but then you got some really, really serious ones too, but they're all like helping each other. So like it's
It's a
kind of one of
dial-in
those,
bracket class. So,
right.
You know,
right.
they all have a chance.
I was
going
gonna
to
say
Correct.
because there's got to be some.
It's a big spread.
Yeah.
That's why we can't really go heads up. Now, she does do a queen of the track twice a year, and that is heads up. So she'll do like her normal class, but then she'll do a heads up class too at some of like the really big events. Like in Charlotte, she'll do a queen of the track, and there'll actually be enough girls there that will run head to head.
Gotcha.
So it's
Car
cool.
counts are really good in the class.
It's
too.
super
We have
good.
like 18 pre-registered for this event.
Right.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Right.
dang.
I mean, dude, it's
That's
always
awesome.
stacked. Right. And that's the cool part about it. Right.
Do people double enter like the same car? Like my wife will drive the same car.
Yeah.
Like I'll drive it in whatever class, and she'll drive it in woman and
Yeah,
wheels
yeah.
class.
It doesn't happen as much as you think, though.
Seems like it'd be a good
a lot
idea.
of the women have their own car.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
And with it being a dial-in, you know, some of them will just bring up their Chevy Equinox up there and
right.
Oh.
That's
racing a
right.
8-second Corvette or something.
Right.
you know,
That's why
it's-
we're saying like it's cool because like you don't have to have a race car to just get started. You know, like you just got to go do it, and that's a great class. So guys can like show up, and their wife can see other girls racing, and then they'll do exactly what Alyssa does to me. She's like, "Well, I want to try that," you know. And it's like, okay, well, unhook the truck from the trailer and just take the F-250 down the track and just get your feet wet.
Pop the mud off of it.
Right, please. right.
Because realistically, you have index classes,
Right.
but those are even faster than what
Right.
a lot of these women in wheels probably get. Or some of them.
I'd say it's
A couple of them.
50-50.
Yeah, I mean, dude, there's some girls that come out that are seriously fast. man.
Taylor Carey, she comes out to a lot. Well, her whole
The whole CT
group from
family,
Michigan,
CT Performance.
They come to a lot of our events.
Is that a
It's
G8
really
or
cool.
something?
It's a CTSV.
CTSV.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of the women, and we see a lot of CTSVs in that.
G8s.
G8s, the M3, M4
I was trying to
BMW.
say a
correct.
CTSV is a woman's
S550s.
car or something?
S550 is a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, a CTSV is kind of a woman's car, yes.
yeah. Not V1s though. Not V1s.
You should let
I have a V2.
You should let Bronte do it
they're
this
mainly
weekend in the
V2s.
wagon.
Alyssa's going to race the 911 Turbo.
That's a lot better car to race, I'll be honest, than a CTSV. They hook and they're good. CTSV will spin and it will get out of hand.
Yeah, that's fair.
Your car will not spin.
No, it won't. Shouldn't. If
Yeah.
it does, there's a big problem.
And they're much faster, a lot cooler. But that's a fun class. So it gives people like an entry, and then I would imagine they try to the hope for a lot of these women is to step up to like one of the more heads up classes.
Yeah, we've seen it a bunch of times.
Heavyweight, street racer, 10-0. There's a lot of women that race in the 10-0 class, the 11-0 class, as well as the women in wheels.
Yep.
And then now we're starting to see him in street racer. And
Right.
all kinds of stuff.
I think JH even said he's racing 11-0 in his truck.
He is. I mean, that's what he said. Anyway.
That's what. Have you seen this
Wait,
truck? I don't
Jake's
know.
racing?
In his truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told him.
All I'm telling you is his truck's going to oil down the track.
I told him, I was like,
In the
make,
11-0 class.
I'm just telling you right now.
I told him, make sure it's clean.
Right.
Before it comes.
I'll say 11-0 cars shouldn't oil down the track. I'll say it.
His will.
We'll be extra strict on tech.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, what's the situation on tech on some of these? Because it's
So,
a tough balance there.
One thing that we started pushing last year and we're really pushing this year is the engine diapers. For
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
$9.99 and faster in the quarter
Has
mile.
to have them. Right.
It's got to have a belly pan or an engine diaper. And
If they don't, they can't race?
they can't
Good.
race.
I love that.
Because I can't tell you how many times last year I looked at Chase after the 5th or 6th oil down, and I'm like, this is just flat out ridiculous.
It is.
And what was crazy was a lot of them were from cars that should have this
Yeah, they
stuff.
should know better.
You know, like
come on,
7-second
guys.
cars, 8-second cars out there running with no diaper, no
Right.
belly pan.
I hear you.
And I think it's the funniest thing in the world, man. We get so many guys that are like, well, it's a street car. It doesn't need that. It's like, what does that have to do with anything?
And here's
Makes
my
it more dangerous.
Right.
Oh, wait,
It
that's
makes
a
it more
cage. That's the
dangerous.
cage.
we watched that one guy wad that S10 up,
Yeah.
lifting a head,
Correct.
wrecked in his own fluid, and if he would have had just an engine diaper on there or something, he probably
Probably would have been right.
would've
Yeah,
been
I mean, it's
blown
not a
head gasket.
guarantee that it's going to contain literally everything, right?
Yeah.
But your odds are significantly
It helps
better.
out
We
a
all
lot.
know that. I mean, come on.
sure.
Right.
Yeah, there's obviously few instances I've seen of like a wrist pin still hitting like the trackside
Right.
wall,
Right.
even with a belly pan. But if you blow your car up that well, that's like an achievement almost. where
I
it's
would
like-
say 75% of the time, if a car's got one of those containment systems, the cleanup takes 10 minutes.
Yeah,
versus
it's
an hour and a half.
way easier. Right.
Yeah, and then coolant,
helps a lot,
obviously.
yeah.
Yeah, it
don't
does.
put coolant in your car.
It does.
Put water.
I mean, the worst thing you want to do as an event promoter and a racer and a spectator is watch that tractor go up
Up and
the
down
track.
a million times. It's
How do you deal
terrible.
with like the no time guys? Don't they not want to open their hood and show you anything? You tech
No, we
them?
don't really have a
No.
lot of those because we still show the time. Well, no, I guess we don't.
Not
show
in
the
small
times,
tire, we
but
don't know.
a
Just
lot of
secretly, if you ask.
no, we really do the tower and the all that stuff. They take that class very serious. They usually either turn off the computer or,
People get real upset.
they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. No, we take it serious too at our events. We respect those guys, the no time guys, and make sure that no one sees their time if the computers are on.
Right.
Time slips are split. Everything.
Well, can I shift the topic a little bit?
Of course. Boy.
I know we're talking about Streetcar Takeover, but I want to talk about like just how we've all gotten to this point.
Oh boy.
Wait,
And-
can I
and
just say
go ahead.
live feeds? can we talk about Streetcar Takeover doing live feeds?
Oh, yeah.
What's the story on that? Before you shift, because I want to talk about that too, but I did want to harass them on live feeds. And you're a live
we need
feed
to
guy.
do that.
We got the live feed guy here.
We would love to do more live feeds. We had a flow race, and they always come and do our Charlotte event. But in my opinion, every single one of our events should be a live feed.
Right, I
in my
agree.
personal
It
opinion.
would
But
not be hard to set up a simple live feed that you guys could just set cameras on the wall, give them power, and live feed it.
I think that
help us.
would elevate things.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean,
little
yeah,
bit
let's talk
higher.
about that after this. I think
Yeah.
it'd be a good thing to do.
It's a good point.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think a
A lot of
need to
people
push you
ask
guys
for it
on that.
all the time, man.
Comment on the video if you think Streetcar Takeover
right.
should be live fed.
Right.
100%.
I think so, too.
Yeah, just wanted to harass you guys on that a little bit.
Solid.
No, it's
Solid.
it's very smart. It's just it's always such a project to have flow
Right.
come out, and
Right.
if we have like a rain delay or something like that, I just feel bad. It's a
Right.
third party company.
You got to see this local guy, Lou, that does events here, and he's like a solo guy with a camera.
Yeah.
And he has a top end camera too that he switches back and
Yeah,
forth.
I
And
think
he's
I've
just-
seen him.
He's
at-
just by
at the
himself.
events. Yep.
In a little
Yeah, that might be
Starlink
a
and
really
stuff.
good option.
Like it's just one
Yeah.
dude. And he might even come out to this event. He comes out to all the local stuff, but
Yeah.
it'd be a cool feature to add because I would love to watch live racing whenever I'm just kinda working on my car.
Right.
But how we all started. So Garrett, you met
Well,
Chase first.
I was thinking today, I was like, this is going to be fun to all be together because the way we all got here, it's like we met at a stoplight.
Right.
And then a year later, we were out street racing in a car together. And like, I just remember the first time I ever saw you. You were in your white 5th gen and you came rolling up on us on the interstate in Texas. And I'm like, who the hell's that? And he's like, oh, I know that guy. He's from Kansas City. Like, we barely knew him.
Right. Right.
And then,
I proceeded to beat him.
Oh, come on.
now that I don't know about. That I don't know about.
Yeah. Right.
I'm not sure that's true. We did race. It's in a
What were
video.
you in?
What? My
Evo.
Evo.
Oh, the Evo.
Yeah.
Okay.
The old girl.
Well, because
brother.
you had the Viper too, kind of at the
Even
same
if I
XTK,
lost, I
it
still
was
won.
a couple
I
years
was
later.
not driving off in an Evo. He was.
Yeah.
It's fair.
I don't remember
fair.
what happened, but
Yeah.
man, I just remember I'm like, holy crap, because you pulled up and you had that. I think you had a front bumper exit exhaust.
It had
a
no, it
fender.
just had a front. It had a front turbo, and it was a big
Yeah,
turbo
but where'd the exhaust exit?
underneath the car towards the
I
back.
don't know. I just remember like shooting this big ass fireball when he pulled up. I'm like, God damn, like that thing's crazy.
That car was real cool for the time.
was
too.
super
It was
cool.
ahead of its time.
Ahead of its time.
It was
for
ahead of its
sure.
time. for
Justin's
sure.
had a bunch of LS stuff that was
Oh,
far
yeah.
ahead of its time.
yeah.
But like the
Silver
Turbo
Streak,
and
I mean,
everything.
come on, baby. Woo.
Yeah, I remember that thing was gold for my Instagram posts. I was like, hell yeah.
Yes.
And that was just so cool, like seeing you. And then we ended up hanging out. Then what? I guess maybe 1 year after you guys decided to do your own.
It was
car
it was
event.
the same year. It was the same
Was
year.
it
It was
that
two.
year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
it
did you guys
was.
just get to talking that
Yeah,
weekend?
so I mean, well, no, it was one of those deals where it was after, and I was talking to Kyle about it, and I was like, man, like why don't we just like do this? Because at the time I was working for 1320 Video, so were you,
Yeah.
and it was one of those deals where we traveled all around the country covering all these races, and I was just like, Kyle, like, what if we were to just like throw our own race?
Yeah.
Like, because that would be cool, right?
Yeah.
Because we get to like travel the country and hang out with all of our friends and race all around the country.
Yeah.
So-
what did you hit Justin up, or did Justin?
Yeah,
hit
because
him up?
Justin was doing a Kansas City event already, and it was one of those deals where
What
1320
event was
Video,
that?
KC2K13.
Oh, you were doing a KC2K.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I don't even
Just
know
a
this.
part-
I don't know this part.
Yeah.
Just a parking lot show, but we
Yeah.
had like freaking 2,000 cars. show
Dude,
up.
it was
But
ridiculous.
we didn't go though, did we?
We did. I don't think you did.
Yeah, you did. You came to
1320
sell
was
merch.
there. Yep.
It was in
Yeah.
the Side Pockets parking lot.
Right. Blue
in
Springs,
Hyde Park.
Missouri.
I remember the
brother.
side pockets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So then that was when you guys.
That was kind of the
discussed-
conception, yeah.
Yeah.
So then was
Right.
that what? That now is the Casey kickoff party.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, basically.
But like, how long after KC2K was the first streetcar takeover, and where was the first streetcar takeover?
So
2014.
it was the following year. Yep.
2014 was when we started doing the tracks.
Right.
And our first event was Heartland Park, Topeka.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Remember,
like,
because we were at Side Pockets that year too.
correct.
Yeah, we did the Side Pockets and then Topeka.
Man,
Dude,
I'd do anything to have those nights back again.
Do you remember the
Golly.
picture on top of the
Yep.
Side Pockets
Yep.
with us, like with the crowd in the back?
Oh man, it was so
Dude,
much fun.
I had a. Were you there, Coop?
No.
I don't. Okay,
This is before Cooper.
Yeah.
this is right.
Yeah.
This is around Coop time, but I remember I had a.
It was
like,
right before Cooper and
I had the same like
Before I was born.
foam cub that I have now. Same foam cub, and I had a GoPro taped to the bottom, and I was getting drone footage above the parking lot with an RC playing it. And then, I guess what would it be? Maybe 6. Well, that's probably the same year you and I met then at college.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was like coming to some. Wait, how many events did you do in 14?
4.
So it's
You would
Topeka.
travel to
Topeka.
random ones.
Indy. What else did we do?
I
We
missed
did
it, dude.
Oklahoma
City,
Topeka,
right.
Indy, and Nashville.
Nashville. Yeah. Yep. Nashville. Oh,
Did I
boy.
announce that year?
Yes, you did.
All
I think
four?
you started in
No, you
Oklahoma
you
City,
announced
didn't
in 15.
I think it was 15 when I did them.
I did.
like,
I did all the
of them.
announcing the first year.
Well,
Yeah, because you were like, I need a guy for it.
Yeah.
and it worked
wasn't
out.
that kind of like a summer thing too at first? Like Streetcar Takeover was kind of like
you? Yeah, we both had our normal jobs.
it was mostly
Yeah.
like over the summer the events
Right.
happened. It wasn't like a full year round type
Correct.
of thing.
Right.
So then, 15, I was announcing, and then I was like, I think I could talk to you guys into buying a plane ticket for Cooper too.
Yeah.
Yep.
For one of them. Mm-hmm. And then like it was like, all right, well now Cooper's gonna do the social media stuff for you
Like,
guys.
guys just kind of end up coming and just never leaving.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
Kind
they
of
get
just forced our way in
They
there.
get sucked in one time and then they
Yeah.
just kind of stay. I mean,
And then there we
Brandon.
were.
I mean, game one to he just doesn't leave.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Here.
great. I don't mean it bad. It's just kind of what happens.
Well,
Guys
it's a
just-
tough roles to fill in this type of deal where you have to be a special type of person to want to
working the stage
and to be able to
lanes.
do this kind of stuff.
Stage
And
lanes.
when something great like 1320 video or like Streetcar Takeover was happening, like
Right.
that, as us, you know, young guns without really any credit, like we just wanted to be a part of it.
Right.
So I know, you know, like it was just so exciting for us to get on that plane and even have the opportunity to be there.
Right.
And I don't know, just thinking back to how fast you guys grew it from 4 events to like all of a sudden it was just like, oh my gosh, like,
Yeah, we're
how are
doing
we
it.
gonna do
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
It went
I still remember that conversation. I called Justin. I was like, "We're doing it, brother. We're doing it."
Well, who was like even like I know TX2K existed, but otherwise like
There was nothing.
anything like
Really nothing.
wasn't
Nothing.
much.
maybe
like some
import,
local.
like,
Maybe like some local.
Yeah, some
events.
local stuff. Yeah, but there's nothing that traveled nationally.
yeah, there was no like big streetcar events at all, and
No.
that's one of the things I was thinking to talk about, like how it's changed from then.
And
like,
the
it's
roll racing
completely
at the
different.
drag strip.
We
Kind
were
of,
the first to do that.
kind of started with us too.
Well, it didn't kind of start with us. It did
I
start
think
with us.
someone else was doing it like a local type deal, but I mean, as far as like mainstream, we were the first.
Like it was part of the event.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we were doing it before. I think
Before
People were
TX2K.
doing
they were
half
doing it at
miles.
the.
Yep.
Yeah, half miles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was cool because you guys brought like a level of safety to
Right,
it that
right.
half miles don't have.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
We were the first groupies technically because we didn't.
Yeah,
race.
we were the first groupies.
We just
you
went
were.
there to hang out, and we tried to sell merch in the parking lot and hang out with the celebrities. That is a groupie.
It was like
I mean,
a green Walmart pop
Dude,
up 10 by 10.
honestly, like, you know,
it was a great tent.
It worked well.
I always looked up
I'll have that out
to-
this weekend. It's the same tent. Perfect.
Yeah, I always
Probably
looked
kept
up
it.
to you guys so much, and like you specifically because I was in high school when I met you. You had such cool cars, and then like I'd say latched on to Justin because he had like the C7 and stuff, which was like I was like holy
Your
shit.
deal,
So like I remember I'd fly in and go to Justin's house, like help him load his car in the trailer, like just for the opportunity to drive the C7 out of the garage and into the trailer, like. And dude, that was just such a fun, exciting time.
It was a fun
and we
time.
survived the world's tallest water slide that one time.
Dude, that was awesome. We were like going to water parks and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
It was just a
Schlitterbahn.
good
Yeah.
time.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah, that slide's shut down now.
Yeah, it
dude.
is.
There's a
yeah.
Menards where that
Yeah,
water
we
park
survived
Oh,
it.
really?
It's shut down. They don't have it anymore. And sucker's gone.
So yeah, I mean,
I felt the same way, like being around these guys, because like I was like mind blown, like people with like performance cars at
Yeah.
that time. I was like, holy, like that didn't even make sense to me. I was like, how do you have this car
You could
with
tell
all
you
these
guys
mods?
loved it.
Right.
Like you could tell, like I could tell you were gonna do something with it for sure. And then I could tell that after like a year or two, I'm like, all right, Cooper's gonna like explode. He's gonna try to figure out his own thing too. I just know it's gonna happen. And then Cleetus was born.
Fun. Yeah.
And
you guys brought up a lot of people as well through the
it's
whole
been
events
pretty
have
cool.
brought up people.
Yeah.
Even like
people.
Mitchell.
Yeah.
You guys brought up really well with
Mitchell
that.
Ellis X Willie's.
Yeah, LSX Willie's.
Yep.
Yeah, I met him in a parking lot too.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it was at KC
1320
2K13.
video filmed that first
Right.
video of his Jeep from our kickoff
Yeah,
party.
he stopped me in the parking lot, and I was like, me and Kyle Stinson.
I was like, man, you got to check
And I
out
was
that
like,
Jeep over there.
what?
It's so cool.
yeah, I was just like, what?
I guess that's a whole angle of it
crazy.
too, is how you and Kyle have played off each other
Right.
so heavily, where like
Right.
he covers the events
Yeah.
and the cars.
And like, just
It's the perfect
it's this whole
relationship.
crazy funnel because
Right.
Streetcar Takeover, think how many people have built cars because of it and who have spent money in aftermarket because of it, which then goes to all the aftermarket parts companies that sell engines, parts. It's like this funnel of Streetcar Takeover. And granted, there's all these other events, but like,
For sure.
Right.
just in our world, it's like you guys have done so much for us and like this industry, and it kind of is easy to forget about it. But the way we got here is absolutely crazy how it all worked out, and it's just
Right.
I don't know. It feels good.
It does feel
that
good.
picture I posted last night on Facebook of the Dale truck, literally that felt like it was like a year ago.
What didn't it say 7 years ago?
Yeah, it was,
Something
yeah.
like that.
And we
on my
went-
time hop, it actually popped up the other, or my Facebook memories or whatever, of us in your old driveway, your first
Yeah.
house down here, all of us standing in front of the Dale truck.
We went and ate at the Cheesecake Factory today just because of that picture.
That's crazy.
Sorry to hear that. Me and Garrett used to not race in Florida. We didn't go to racing in
No
Florida.
idea
We
why.
only raced
That's-
and went to events out of the state because we
Streetcar
only went to
Takeover,
Streetcar Takeover.
strictly.
Yeah, right.
That was how good the marketing was. We didn't even know anything else
didn't.
existed.
We literally
Well, was that the marketing or was that just you?
nowhere but Streetcar Takeover.
weird,
And if I think back on it, the only reason we were going was to hang out with you two because like we just I don't really know who else we looked up to at the time besides Kyle. Was Kyle and you two, and we're like, we got to go to Streetcar Takeover just to, be part of Justin and Chase's thing.
I remember my dad the first time like he met you like hanging around. My dad's always like, "Who's that tall goofy guy?" And I'm like, "That's Garrett." He's like, "Hey, I don't know about him. He's kind of goofy." My dad. And then after a while, he's like, "I like that guy. He's so nice." My
I was
dad.
gonna say, I feel like he'd still say that.
Yeah, right, right.
He does still say
Right.
like, "I sure do like her."
Well, now he's
something
one of his
else.
sons. He's one of his sons.
Yeah, right.
Well, we should touch on Chase's Evo a little bit because that was
Legendary build.
a pretty legendary
it
car.
was-
Somebody commented the other day. They were like, "You should have that Evo guy on."
Oh boy,
Bro,
still an Evo guy.
I drove that thing to high school one day. Just imagine what that day was
I
like.
forgot about
That was a
that.
life. I was like, bro, I'm the hottest thing on the planet right now.
took
I'm
my
driving
Viper
the
to prom,
3DX
too.
Evo. Probably showed 50 people a video of it that day while I was at school. Yeah, it's in the parking lot.
Any
right.
chicks?
Nope.
It's an Evo, bro. Come on.
He's your legal guardian, right?
I
Still?
will. Yeah.
Currently?
Yeah, my first
I don't know if that
TX2K
ever
Chase
ended.
was my legal guardian.
Yeah, but he never isn't anymore, right? You're-
Mark, what were you
never
thinking?
tore up the contract.
Yeah. Mark, what were you thinking, man?
Yes.
Just-
So
Oh,
young
come
that
on now.
That
that
Evo was sick. Though.
yeah, it was sick.
900 horsepower in 2013.
That's right, brother.
Oh, man.
4-cylinder.
Only other guy doing that was Justin.
But you made a lot of those
Yeah.
early 1320 videos with street racing that thing
Yeah.
because you were out there calling out V10s
Yeah.
for people that have seen the early DVDs and stuff.
Still doing it,
They're
bro.
all online
Still
now.
doing
These
it.
were hitters.
I love them things.
Yeah, me too. They were cool. Yeah.
Do you remember like when you seen those underground like Lamborghinis pull off
Oh,
those trailers?
my.
Like,
Yeah.
how cool was that?
The
Right.
foulest thing. Dude, speaking of that, like I was just one of the guys that we used to go to his shop. Remember, like in the TX2Ks, we'd go to that guy's shop.
Mullet.
Yeah, Mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he commented on one of my
I
posts
saw that
the other
I
day.
Did he
saw
really?
that,
And
yes.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
legend.
like, yeah, he put like this is legendary. And I'm
Yeah.
like, bro,
You're
legendary. I remember we were in his shop.
Seriously.
We were in his
yeah.
shop his first year, I think, of me being around this
Yeah.
stuff. And he's putting C16 in his twin turbo Lambo. And I'm like, hey man, like
I remember.
like how much does that cost? And it's like a 5 gallon thing of C16. And he's like, I don't know, $90 or something. I'm like,
Yeah, you turn around, you look at me, you're like, do you know how much that's
And there,
is?
dude,
I'm
remember how
like,
there was like 8 barrels? There's
Yeah.
like 8 barrels of it. And we're like,
I'm like,
holy shit, look at all of it.
Well, you had a twin turbo Ford GT also, right?
Yeah.
oh, like that garage.
Gold everything.
That was
Yeah,
legendary.
the oil cap on that car had actual real diamonds on it.
Dude, it
Real
broke,
diamonds.
It broke the straps on the dyno. You remember that?
the Hennessy Dyno days?
About fainted.
Yeah.
It broke the straps on the dyno. I'm like, this is the baddest car. This is the baddest car to ever exist.
Well, it's so funny
So
too because
sick.
like they're all just like these twin turbo Gallardos, and like
yeah, this is before Huracans.
you will
Yes.
never see a
So
Gallardo
cool.
anymore.
Right.
Never. Like
Dude,
they all
nope.
disappeared. They're gone.
We'd be at the gas
I actually tried to
station.
buy one last week. I'm not kidding you. A twin turbo one and everything.
You're probably the only person
I
trying.
know.
maybe.
They just sound awesome.
Or we'd be
man.
at a gas station and like Mullet and those guys would like drive by and we'd all be like, oh shit. We'd jump in our cars and like try and chase them. But they literally go like 180
Yeah.
and we couldn't get them.
I had my Turbo 400 Camaro. I'm like, dude, I'm 3,500 RPMs, man.
We just wanted
singing.
to ride with them. We just wanted to cruise with them for like at least
I
1
would have
minute.
to, I would have to do a pull and let it cool down just to like try to keep.
But they're just gone. Like they would just cruise at 150.
Seriously.
Watching back on that stuff, like the parking lots of the Omni and stuff, I was never there, but what Kyle documented was special stuff.
It
Like,
really was
Spectacular.
special.
It's
rare, never
Right.
to happen again in the
Right.
car world like that.
Right.
It's
not,
funny,
it's
like
just
you
not
go to
like
the
that
Omni
anymore.
like now and it's like kind of ran down and like the park.
Right.
Is
You
it?
can still see my oil stains from when I changed my transmission in the parking lot. Though. It's still there in the parking garage.
You contributed to the downfall. Once there's a
Yeah.
stain in the parking
Right.
lot, I mean,
Once we got leaky Chevys, I mean, come on now.
I remember videos of like people rolling in like trans into the
Oh,
hotels
yeah.
to repair them.
was
Barrels
straight
of
up
fuel.
The closest thing to like Fast and
Oh,
Furious.
it was
when
pure
you pull
anarchy,
up and
dude.
There's cars just Lambo, Supra, Lambo,
Right.
GTR,
Corvette,
just
just
insane.
Vipers,
And
everything.
like, you know, 4 street bikes would roll through and like there was holy crap.
I was
I'm
about to
getting
say the street
flashbacks.
bikes. Oh gosh,
Yep.
those guys
I'm
love.
getting big flashbacks.
Those street bikes are something unique. Why do those guys always want to race all the car guys, and none of the cars care? I feel like that they beat a street bike.
Right.
The worst.
Yeah.
It's like a lose-lose situation.
It really is.
Always.
It really is.
I don't get it.
Me neither.
Hey, you know what?
But the Houston highways are just special for that though, because like there's those underpasses where you come off a highway and you're kind of like in this parking lot under the highway almost.
Yeah.
And it's a big enough spot where like 50 cars can
Yeah.
fit hidden under a highway. We filmed some great videos there that have went viral.
Now
And
the
the feeder
Houston
roads.
PD
Yeah, the
goes
feeder.
hard. Houston PD is like TX. They're more excited about TX2K than the street racers.
yeah.
Can't be anymore.
Yeah.
It's in Dallas.
I hope they overstaffed again this year.
Remember they would like make a video.
Yeah.
Like this year. I'm
Oh,
pretty sure
yeah.
they made a video like if you're
Yeah.
coming to Houston to street race,
Yeah.
your car is getting impounded.
Right.
I can just see that Ennis, Texas sheriff just over there just like, all right, boys.
Yeah, right. Right.
Wait until you see the
It's
power of this
March,
Eco
yeah.
Boost Explorer.
Right.
I mean, even the early streetcar takeovers when we were in Orlando, we went out on the street after that.
Yeah, it was like almost a thing that you guys were like cool with was like almost promoting a little bit of street racing.
We never
Early
did
days.
that.
Yeah. No. Nope.
Strictly don't do that now.
Don't do that now. No.
I
We
think
were
that was
all
just Kyle
kind-
promoted it.
That was
Yeah, that was
I'm
Kyle,
pretty sure
not
my
us.
boy street raced after the
Oh.
streetcar takeover.
He'd be like, let's wrap this event up.
everything. Oh man, like, yeah.
Have you and I ever street raced? I'm trying to think. I know I've street raced you and beat you a lot of times.
Oh,
but I'm trying
come
to-
Yeah, I raced you
on.
on Duramax. You were in the Raptor one time in Omaha.
Jeez.
There was the
Single
one
wheel
time
Duramax truck.
I'm calling you out after this.
his
Oh,
silver
boy.
Z06 in
The turbo one.
yes,
Nah, but we were racing Kyle.
it was Kyle's car.
Yeah,
And it
where was
his
I? I was out of
Corvette,
town
right?
somewhere.
Or
We were in his clapped out.
It was
thing
pretty
turbo
clapped.
C6.
It was
bad.
pretty. It
We
was
were
not
racing
great.
Kyle.
Oh, that
That
thing, I
car.
hated that
Yeah,
car.
it was not great.
someone has to
Sorry
now.
for whoever bought that car.
It was like a rear mount.
Do you remember the
turbo
cold side
setup.
pipes? They were this
They were
big.
this big,
Dude.
They're like a garden hose.
I'm like, what in the heck?
That part was horrible.
it made really cool turbo noises, at least.
Kind of.
It was
I
just
mean,
because
it
you were
did.
waiting on your Viper to be done.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I bought, hey, still waiting. Still waiting.
Any day now. Oh,
And any day now. Any day now. That
That's
freaking
wild.
car.
that poor Viper.
That
mean, I
car,
think
that
it's in
car's in
Florida.
Tampa somewhere.
Yeah.
Sorry for whoever ended up with that one.
Well, no, that car's fine.
Chase has ruined a lot of it.
That car is fine. You put a stock motor in it, and he's loving it.
Everything Justin owns, I feel like the people that have it now are probably
They got
still
a good
great
deal.
vehicles.
They got a good deal.
Cool.
Maybe not the silver
It's
streak.
better now, but boy,
Oh man.
All the cars he sells that he buys and sells are great.
Yeah.
Those are good cars.
I'm
Right.
trying to think of what other.
No one
cars
wants me
Chase
working
had.
on anything.
I remember you did have that convertible Viper, and like, dude,
Yeah.
you would let your buddies drive it, and they would just constantly fender bender it.
Constantly. They just be hitting curves with it and stuff, man. I had CCW classics on it back then,
all
which were like the wheel.
Plasti dipped.
Oh, no, they
Plasti
weren't.
dipped it.
No, they weren't.
I thought they were.
No. No.
Plasti dipped the Viper.
That's what I thought.
The Viper was, but the wheels weren't. Put some respect
No, I
on
know,
it. The
but they were
CCW
curved.
classics.
Do they still
Wheels
sell
were
plastic
curved.
dip? Can you
I
buy
had them all
plastic
fixed.
dip?
That happened
Hell
one
yeah.
I haven't
time.
seen it.
Yeah, like
Oh,
it got
yeah.
curved out. I'm like,
Plasti dip's
what?
still popping.
James's car, I guess.
I hate this place. I'm going home. Golly, man.
Has anybody built a Evo X since then? An Evo
Yeah,
10?
man.
Has anybody even?
There
I
was
feel like
one
they
car
just-
that was almost like just like your old one. It was at one of our events one time.
Yeah,
remember?
yeah. That car's still around too. And then the boys from English Racing, the ETS Evo,
Oh, yeah.
that thing's bad, man. That thing is everything my car wishes it
You
was.
should build one.
I thought about it. I was
build
actually
the
very
OG
close.
unit.
Yeah,
That would
he's.
be-
I was
he
very
talks about it all
close.
the time.
I was really, really close last year, and I just can't do it. I
can't imagine building an Evo currently.
right. Well, nowadays
It'd be tough
with
the
everything,
current
with
stuff
everything
out.
else, it's just like with what we're driving and racing now, it would just be like, eh.
I was just thinking about me and Garrett and how many streetcar takeovers we went to and raced before we actually had a good showing with Leroy.
Oh, it was a lot.
Well,
Dozens.
It was a lot. Yeah.
but then we
dozens of
came out
throttle
swinging
bodies
that
not
one year
opening.
while we were in.
Yeah, kids, it wasn't all
Eight-
sixes all the
820,
time, all right?
824 or 4 passes in a
Golly.
row. Well, the problem was we were on a stock computer. The moment we
Yeah.
switched to a Holly, changed everything.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And we let anybody tune it that could tune.
Well, it had
didn't
so
help.
many problems because, like, we were convinced by everyone to keep a stock computer for some reason, which then all of a sudden at LS Fest, they were like, hey, dude, this will fix all your problems. And I was like, all right, I'll try anything. And it really, I mean, that Holly Dominator is in Leroy to this day.
The same one?
Same one.
That's awesome.
It's just a bad unit.
Yeah, I
And it
guess
wasn't
so.
even, it was given to us like just like no box or anything.
Display
Like here's
unit.
a wiring harness over
It's
his
a
shoulder
display unit, yeah.
and a Holly Dominator out of a
love it.
box.
That's
it
awesome.
wasn't,
Yeah.
it was Tom that just dropped that off. He was like, put it, if
Do
it
this,
wasn't put in the
please.
car like that, it probably wouldn't have been on.
Yeah.
It was forced
Wild.
100%. And LS Fest
Old
is,
Bill and Tom from Holly.
Yep.
shout out to LS Fest. I haven't been to one of those in a while either.
Yeah.
Kind of bad. Those were OG.
I'm trying to hit LS Fest and Ice Cream Cruise this year.
Yes.
The OGs.
Yes.
You should come to the kickoff party.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no racing at it.
Yes, there
Brand new
is.
drag strip.
Oh, well,
The
it will be
Flying
this
H.
year. When is
Yeah.
it?
April
April
26th through the 28th.
That may be possible.
Will Taylor
Dude.
Swift
And
be
you're,
there?
don't you have Indy the next weekend?
So it's not going to be far away then. You already be up in our neck of the
Chance
woods.
we can make that happen.
Brother, I'm telling you that, like, I actually was talking to the owner of the track, and I was like, brother, are you sure you want this event to happen for the first thing that happens at this track? Because I don't think it's going to be standing afterwards.
Are you guys
like-
bringing in a guy for prep?
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah,
kidding
Jimmy's
me? We'll have
coming.
Jimmy
Come on.
with us.
That track surface is.
Dude, like, you want to talk about no
It
expense
looks-
spare?
I mean, it looks-
it's wild.
It
Where's
looks
that one on the schedule? Let me see.
beautiful.
I think it's April 26th to the 28th. I
Yep.
believe.
26th to the 28th.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you,
Friday,
that's gonna
Saturday,
be
Sunday.
a banger. Absolute banger.
Bring all the vehicles up, and then you can fly back home, and then just drive them right over to Indy. It's like 6 hour
yeah.
drive,
No, that
Yeah.
could work. That could work.
and then we can go to Mo Country.
Oh, boy.
I would like to get some barbecue from up there that way. We don't have good barbecue down here, so it'd be nice
Yeah, we
to
can go to Burnt Ends.
Yeah.
Burn In Barbecue. They got one down at the downtown KC now. It's good.
What was that place we used to go to by your old house? Is that Brennan's?
Slim Chickens.
No,
No,
also,
that was
also delicious.
the Creamery, the Pleasant Hill Creamery.
No. By the first house in Lee Summit. It's right behind Super Target.
Jack Stack.
Jack Stacks. There you
Super
go.
Target up
Jack
there.
Stack.
Those are pretty good.
I'm surprised to see Wild Horse on here. I thought they've been having some problems with trying to get shut down.
You see, so it's actually, so that is a new date.
That is,
it's
you're on top of
It's
it.
called Firebird. It's called Firebird Raceway again.
Yeah, they switched
So
it
they switched it all around, and they got the new owners
Okay.
back. So it used to be called Firebird.
Is that Jim that owns that one?
No,
No,
he
that's-
owns
okay.
Tucson.
Okay.
Shout out to Jim. Jim's a great
Jim's
guy.
awesome.
That is a good guy.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
love Jim.
Interesting. Yeah, because I thought they were trying to put a highway on top of it.
Well, they were, and then they weren't, and then they were, but then they weren't, and then they were, but then they didn't.
Isn't it all empty space in Arizona?
That's literally
like
what
all
happened.
of it.
I mean,
To want to put a
desert.
highway on top of.
I guess they scrapped that idea now.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good planning. Good city planning.
Atlanta Motor Speedway. That's going to be a different event.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
at the track.
Yeah, the NASCAR track, roundy round.
It's going to be a big show, big burnout contest, and we're doing like street style racing on pit road,
Yeah, that'll be a fun one.
How big is that track?
Pretty big.
like the actual oval.
I think it's a
Yeah.
super
I think
speedway.
it's a super
It's
speedway.
1.7, I think.
It's pretty big.
So they're gonna see how we do this year, and then next year they said they might let us do roll racing on the back straightaway.
Oh, that's the Freedom 500 weekend.
Yeah,
Well, because you guys linked up with Skids for Kids, right? For some of
did.
your events.
yeah. So we're doing more burnout contests at our events now.
That's gonna be sweet.
And not
Yeah.
standing burnouts because those are illegal.
Yeah, no,
actual
they're not
moving-
standing ones.
How big of pits are you doing?
40 by 40.
Okay, yeah, that's reasonable. You
Yeah.
can get it done in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's
We
that's
just
cool.
we asked them what they wanted. That's what they wanted.
40 by 40 will work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember the first burnout contest we ever went to was hosted by a guy named Sleepy? Remember that one? Do you remember that guy?
I know who Sleepy is, but that was the first burnout.
I know it was a sideshow that they did in a pit.
Oh, was that
Are you
the
talking about LS Fest West?
Yeah,
yeah,
remember
the sack speed guys. Sack
Yeah.
speed guys. Yeah.
Those guys are.
That wasn't the first burnout.
I know that was like one of the first U.S. based like.
Yeah,
actual
at LS
moving
Fest.
things,
Remember, I was
though.
out there with you guys. That was when me and
Yeah,
Nick Savage came.
That
up.
dude definitely puts on a good show.
It was
His
closer to
crew
a
is
burnout
really cool.
contest than
Yeah.
most things before that, though. In the
Yeah.
US,
Yeah.
which is funny because they were doing like a legal sideshow.
Right.
They
right.
were, yeah.
Yeah, it's
and
a
you
party.
could tell that's where they practice.
Yeah.
They were good. I mean, they were whipping it. Like their guys did some cool stuff, and
Really did.
they had a DJ and all kinds of. They do it.
There was
I
like
think they're still doing it.
F-16s flying over at the same
I think
time.
they still do it at LS Fest West.
LS Fest West is good because they have to have all that stuff because the drag strip is so strict.
Yes.
You might as well
Right.
just go do other things.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys know, right?
100%.
I mean, shoot, we've
Right.
had
You've
our
driven
fair
all
share
the
of
way
fights
out there
there.
for just a
Yeah.
heartbreak.
Yeah, you know,
It's
one
just
of
those
them
big
things.
tracks.
Yeah.
one of them things. I'm all legal now. You know, I don't get kicked out of tracks anymore.
There you go.
I'm licensed to go like a 1 second pass, and my cars are built to go like 2 second pass. So
There you go.
I think I'm like good nowadays, but back when we were, winging it a little bit, they weren't cool with it.
I have a theory that any tech can stop any car they want if they really want it.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
If any
Yeah.
tech guy can find a reason to stop a car from going down track,
Even John Force's car.
probably.
Probably. I mean, really, probably.
I mean, that guy probably does some. That guy's wild.
I would
He's
not.
probably doing
I would
something.
not want to be the guy that failed John Force's car.
They
at
don't
Tech.
tech those
Yeah.
cars.
Well, if they did,
They technically don't.
Yeah,
Clay-
you're right, they
Clay
do.
was
Yeah,
like they don't.
yeah,
tech-
it's,
they
it's,
have
it's like a self-tech
like an
thing. Yeah, because
annual-
we had to do it when we.
That's right.
Yeah, we had to do it when we did the national thing in
So
Kansas.
they're definitely cheating.
I didn't realize like buying the nitromethane was such a big deal at the races for
Is
like
it?
those big in nature. Yeah, you got to like go in, you got to sign in what you take out, and then whatever you don't use, you got to give it back at the end of the race.
I'm pretty sure I had to get a permit for the barrel that I have at the shop.
Yeah,
Really?
Something like that. Yeah, they signed me up for something. It's like
How come?
because
it's
you can
really
it's
cool
natural
stuff.
literally is like a bomb.
Yeah,
Nitro is like insane.
I make it in my backyard.
It-
So I'm fine.
Albert Einstein
I
invented it.
almost got attacked by a chicken
It
walking
does-
through your backyard. I was walking
feel
by
like
the bush, and all of a
nitro
sudden, this white chicken
is
comes flying out of the
underrated.
bush, and I was like, "Oh,
That's Will Smith.
NA cars love it.
Dude, Nitro is insane. It's scary. Like, just think about if you take a naturally aspirated Silverado that's bone stock, it will double the horsepower with just a change of fuel. It'll double it.
That's
like,
crazy.
A bone stock 200,000 mile LS can make more power than your heads cam high compression LS if you just put nitro in it.
And that's been fact checked.
Yeah, like stock throttle body plastic intake. It'll make
So can I get some from your backyard?
Yeah, I'll
horsepower
get
to
you-
the tire.
Cooper's gonna
fixed
hook
up.
us up. This
I'll
will
get
be
you
great.
fixed up.
It blows my mind every time I think about it.
I think Wes Buck said they ordered 7,500 gallons for that race.
Holy cow!
Wow.
For the Skag deal, that they just
yeah.
did the invite. That was a cool deal. That was a really cool deal.
Dude, Nitro's crazy.
It is
I'm
awesome.
telling you, it's crazy.
The Michigan event on here seems cool too. The
Man,
131.
I
I've
love
never
that
been to that
place.
track, but I hear great
beautiful
things.
Dude, I'm
track.
telling you,
Track.
yeah,
It's one of the nicest, well-groomed tracks in the country.
and the family that runs it are just second to none, man.
Yeah.
Second to none. So like we'll actually drive up there in the middle of the summer when we want to go test something. We'll actually drive 10 hours to go up there just to test because it's that good.
Have you guys considered South Georgia, Motorsports Park?
We have.
We have.
But it's so close. Like,
We've
Yeah.
also
New
considered
owner.
Gainesville, too.
Yes.
well,
Yes.
I mean, obviously I'm biased to Bradenton, but I want to say
Right.
out loud that South Georgia Motorsports Park, I was there the other day. Those guys are doing really good.
Yeah.
Like the new owner?
all
They let you land their plane on the
They did. But, like, dude, the vibes are good. All the tracks in Florida are basically killing it.
Right.
Yeah. South Georgia's technically Florida.
Well,
Yeah,
so,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've been.
Oh, yeah, true.
We've
Technically.
been.
I consider it just North
Yeah,
Florida.
it's fair. Yeah. We've been talking to Gainesville. So Jody, the lady that used to run Atlanta, before they shut it down, she's in Gainesville, and she's been trying to get us to come there for a few years now. And we're like, man, maybe we should just do something in the fall. Maybe.
Might be worth a shot.
Those mega tracks, they always are tough to have that vibe. Those
know,
big
man.
tracks, you know what I'm talking
I
about, like
kinda
versus
disagree.
Bradenton. Like you
Well,
get that
okay,
like
but Bradenton-
hometown feel. South Georgia, you get that like hometown small
I
feel.
get what you're saying, but like, I don't know. Bradenton's just a special beast. I don't think the locals around here realize like what you guys actually have, and you think you know, but like, dude, it's a special place. That's like drag racing holy ground.
It's magical.
It really is magical.
is.
Like
It's
it is.
crazy.
So I mean, I think like the vibes at like some of the tracks that we go to, like the big ones, like Charlotte and stuff. It's definitely awesome. I mean, it's definitely a streetcar type vibe. It's not like an NHRA stiff feeling,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, people make their
But Bradenton's just special, man. It's just
That could be
special.
interesting.
what do they call it when you do the religious like travel to somewhere? That's what you do to Bradenton. You do like your
Oh yeah, I know. I get what you're trying to say. Yeah.
there's a phrase
Yeah,
for it that
right.
they do.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Ah, man, it's so cool that these small tracks get to have events like this all throughout the year. I love that. Even like what is it? Houston, they have to have a huge event for it to feel like a
Right.
huge event because
Right.
Houston was so big and so
Right.
much parking. And I'm pretty sure Enos is basically the same track.
It is. It's a mirror image.
It looks exactly like
It's
that.
literally a mirror of what.
It's also a
Houston
lot
was.
like Indianapolis, too.
Yeah.
I have Indy just did a whole new renovation. They're putting a
Yeah,
ton of
they
money
tore up
into
their
it.
Tower,
they
yeah.
tore up their tower.
Which I
Yeah.
was like,
It
that
needed
tower
it.
was sick.
Yeah, it was super
needed
nice.
It was awesome.
It was
You ever
leaking
been in-
water and everything.
Yeah.
Going Bradenton's tower, you may end up on
You
the
go on the
first
Freedom
floor.
Factory, the Bradenton Tower. I mean, I'm like, that was a badass tower. Hey, Pete just texted me. He said Mullet does 60. Is it 60 to
60 to 130.
He said, but I'll say it in Pete's voice. Best I can tell, about 1.3.
Oh, dude, that's like earth shattering. Like that's
That's
really
from the best pass it went on. With
that's
the new
really
4-
fast.
420 flat and the
Yeah,
180.
I mean, dude, like honestly, anything 3.5 and like 3.5 and faster is really moving.
That's just a stat I don't really think about very often.
Right.
Like I don't really like
I
all
think
these
it's
draggy guys know
right.
that stat really
Right.
well, and I just don't like. It
It's
doesn't
becoming
register.
more and more popular. Like I think it's just because like back in the day everybody was like, "What's your 0 to 60 time?" You
Yeah.
know? You can't really do that anymore. Not. I mean, I guess you can.
it's
but-
sub 1.
You think
Right.
anybody's ever going to come out with a better track timing system, or are we going to stick with
I don't know, man.
from
what,
the
what we got is pretty
50s
ancient.
forever?
I don't
the
know.
drag strip stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
it is
it's-
fiber optic now. It's a little better. But
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
computer systems are.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
It's
I could
one
tell you
step
this.
better than an Etch-a-Sketch.
The guy that runs like my merch, Carl, he could whip up a system that functions good in like 2 days, I think.
Yeah,
Like
code
I
and
don't
everything.
think the tech
I wish the roll
is
racing
crazy.
stuff was easier.
I think
Right.
it's just no one gets into the market because there's no money to be made. All these tracks run the same system for 20 years.
Well, there's
you're
one
right,
guy,
yeah,
I think,
Yeah.
So,
that
yeah.
services it. The Accutech, I think it is.
I think there's just no money to be made.
He's
so
just
why
the
would-
one guy.
Why would they jump in? Like, he's making money, but like if you started a whole new system, you'd sell like 2 kits a year probably.
Yeah.
Right.
How have you guys jumped on the new tech with like some events you go to and you scan a thing and you get like a WhatsApp text when you have to come to the lanes?
Yeah.
That's pretty fancy. I like that.
We've been
I like getting a
using
text that makes me feel special.
We've been using an app called Band.
Yep.
BAND, and it's like a Facebook, but it's every time I post on there, it notifies
Everybody.
that subscribes, and that's what we've been calling people to the lanes with, and
Yeah, it works pretty dang good.
it does.
So I love that.
Yeah, that makes it so
we
nice.
send it, people, it goes right to their phone. It alerts
And guys
them.
still miss their calls.
And guys still miss their calls. Yeah.
And probably
Do you remember when I think it was Tonsky missed his call at Streetcar Takeover Charlotte like years ago?
Yep.
You know like Zach was the one that you were fighting with
Yeah.
that day, and he works for me now. And I didn't remember that until Zach the other day was like, I remember me and Chase fighting because we missed our call, and I was like, wait a second.
Chase
You-
fighting someone?
Chase
Never.
used to be a hostile unit.
They used to be. They used to be.
Never.
Short little fuse.
Yeah,
there for
missing
a
your
while.
call sucks.
It does,
Oh,
man.
you're like-
It's the worst.
Especially if you're like round 3, you're like, wait, I'm out.
Big bummer.
Right.
Remember that happened to Justin Jordan?
Right.
Yeah.
That one time at Orlando.
Yeah.
He was pulling up and the guy was in the burnout, like doing
Right.
his burnout, and like he was like rushing to get into the lanes.
No,
and
no,
he had
Justin
the guy
was
covered.
the one in the race. It was the Profab car that was out, I thought.
It was
don't
Profab
remember.
and Justin Jordan.
It was
and
one of 'em.
The
Yeah, I
Profab car didn't wait for Justin. That's why they were mad at.
There's no worse
other way.
feeling as a promoter than having to make a call
Right.
like
it
that.
sucks.
That just
man.
sucks for
It's
everyone.
It's just
Yeah.
no one wins.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
one wins. But like that, we've been very, very clear the last couple of years in our like our drivers meetings and stuff. Like, listen, we have too many guys here. We cannot babysit you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Your
So
rules
like,
are ironed out.
right, man. I mean, like, you're right.
And we don't play favorites. Honestly, I'm harder on the guys that I'm closer to than I am the guys.
Right,
that I'm
because they
not.
should know better. Right.
Well, and there's a curfew that people have to also
On some of the
Some of the
tracks.
tracks, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we
You know,
gotta
like
go. Right.
Z-Max has a curfew. It's midnight.
Oh, and they will put chains in front of
Yeah.
the track. Like
They
cars.
literally put chains
Yeah.
in the burnout.
Oh, yeah, that happened to me in the semifinals there.
Yeah.
Yeah. They will literally chain it up.
Denver has a hard
Yeah,
curfew.
they do. Yeah.
Well, that's the old track Bandamere.
I think SGMP also has one.
Really?
Yeah.
That track's in the
It's
middle
out
of
of nowhere.
I think it's
The
a
cows
weird
get
deal
upset.
where half of it is in a different
I
county.
don't even think
like the
there's cows
shutdown
out
is in a different county.
I don't know.
Also, this weekend in Florida, we have. It's pretty cool because in Florida, there's 3 events going on right now. There's one in Gainesville, there's one in Bradenton, and then there's one in
Oh
Immokalee.
yeah, the Ford deal's going on. in
Yeah,
Gainesville, right?
NMRA. And
What's
then
going
there's-
on in Immokalee?
They're doing
It's
a
a
no
no
prep.
prep.
Big no prep down in Immokalee.
Immokalee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
You ever see? Yeah, that track down there.
Man, I
I
was
need to go there.
I was looking at pictures of that place. It kind of reminds me of that the War in the Woods track a little bit because isn't it? I think it's grass down the middle, isn't
It's
it?
kind of like an airport.
I'm pretty sure it's grass down the middle, just like
like
the
Old Muncie.
Well,
Man.
gosh dang.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. And then we had another one up north, but that one sold.
Well, then you got South Georgia Motorsports Park.
yeah, lights out.
Lights out. I know there's so much racing
just
right in
popping.
this area.
Popping.
It's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
know
Somebody
what-
needs to reopen the one farther south.
Yeah,
We've talked about that.
Palm Beach.
Whenever
Is that
a
what's called,
track
Palm
like
Beach?
goes down, you know, it's like it takes to the news and it's like so like sad. But dude, there's so many tracks thriving right now.
Right,
It's
there
really
is.
a good time to be
Right.
racing.
And then you got new ones opening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like Kansas City.
yeah.
It's amazing.
There's so much
Phoenix
good
is
racing.
staying open.
Phoenix is staying open. Yeah,
But it's also just about good racing because, like, some tracks, they just don't have good racing. Like,
Right.
there's the best tracks out there that just don't have good events that bring
no events.
people out to. Yeah.
right. They just sit.
They just do testing
Right.
tunes. And it's
Sit
like,
idle.
Right.
and I
a
don't know if they
waste.
need, like, a good promoter to step in.
Well, I think a lot of tracks from what I've seen, okay, it's big groups that will own these things and they're open to take losses on for write-offs. So like that I've literally heard that
Z-Max.
from multiple places.
Z-Max doesn't do a lot of racing.
Yeah.
They use it for the GT500 like driving school.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And NHRA events, our event, and then they have like a couple other
Yeah.
events a year.
Is
Yeah.
it for like a Z-Max? Is it just because it's so expensive?
I think
to do
that's
an
a lot
event?
of it.
Probably
yeah.
it scares away a lot of promoters.
It's, I mean, like, well, yeah, like Garrett was saying, I mean, when we first found out that number the first year, I actually pulled Justin aside. I was like, are you sure?
It was
Like, we're literally betting the farm on this. So are you sure?
We're gonna lose the shop.
Yeah. Like, we're going to lose it all, not just the shop.
next
Like,
year you guys had rain insurance.
yeah.
Oh,
Remember the rain insurance? Oh, that was Thunder Valley.
It was
right?
Thunder
we
Valley.
used it one time.
One time.
Thunder
And
Valley.
we came out on top, baby. But you want to talk about stress,
50
man.
grand, right?
Something
No,
like
I don't think it was that much.
I think it was like
32,
30, 32
25 or
something.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Me and my dad literally
It was
drove to the
$8,000
track.
deductible, I think.
Yeah.
It's 5,000.
I can't remember, but me and my dad literally drove down to the track and watched it
Yeah,
rain.
and made sure the guy went out there.
Yep. We were so stressed out about it, man.
the fact that you got an insurance policy for that is so crazy to me.
Well, I mean, but dude, back then, like when stuff wasn't rolling like it is now, I mean, like, dude,
It's
like,
gambling is all it is.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
That's the beauty of like burnout contests. It takes the stress off because you can still do it. Like
Right.
you guys are,
I know,
you guys
that's
are
what-
shut down. If it rains that whole night, before
We're done.
into that morning, it's done.
we're done. And some of these tracks, I mean, if it rains for longer than an hour, they hold water so bad
Yeah.
that there's
then
nothing
if
you
the sun
can there's
goes
nothing you
down-
can do.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you've seen tracks too where it
Seep
does
water.
rain and they just don't attempt to dry it. They just
Right.
kind of like
yeah.
they're just like, oh, it's done. It's like it's dry and
Yeah,
we could dry this, but like
we've ran into that too.
I want to build a jet dryer for BMP. I think I'm gonna buy a jet.
Didn't you have a jet engine laying around?
I got one that I'm thinking about converting, but we'll see.
yeah, we never even touched
That's
on
such
that.
a random thing to just have.
Call it the Cleaver heater.
Hey Justin, don't you have a jet motor or jet engine, I guess, just laying behind the shop? Don't you have one too? It's like, what?
They're like a
Like,
big
oh, I
block-
think I
they're
think
like
I
a
have
big
one.
block
It's
Chevy.
like, what?
Could you do it with like a propeller, like an airplane?
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, you could.
I mean, what we do is fairly
not
dangerous.
bad.
It's
Yeah,
start-
a jet
How do you think a
dryer
jet
sound
dryer?
That's fair.
Dryer.
so
Yeah.
safe.
That's fair.
Man, when you fire that
Oh, I guess
thing
you're
up,
not
it's
wrong.
funny when a track has one of those. They're like, we're gonna have to get out the jet dryer, boys.
right.
You get Larry over there, hop on that thing. All right, boys.
The jet dryer will have the velocity and temperature that I think would be
Yeah.
much more efficient.
Well, if it wasn't for the rules not allowing it, you would have had a jet car. But he ruled it out instantly.
Yeah.
Between you and Chase, I gotta freaking regulate these rules.
Didn't even have the damn car built, now it's ruled out.
Yeah.
That thing was gonna have like 1,000 horsepower.
Literally, I had
LS.
I
people
still remember
emailing
the
me.
text when you text me. So you're like, so I'm going to put a jet in the car. I was like, what?
And then you guys changed the rules that day.
Yeah. I text
I had
Justin. I, was
people
like,
email me.
what do
They're
we do?
like, "Why does the rule say no jet engines?" I'm like,
because, bro,
"Oh,
no
just
jet
in case
engines.
someone shows up with a jet engine, it's a rule.
Right.
You can have one."
The off chance. I mean, that's a pretty great marketing headline. Like no jet engines. People be like, oh
Wow.
there was gonna be
Man,
jet.
they like to party there.
No, we don't like to party because there's none of those.
Yeah, it's
okay.
It's like roller coasters. When people get hurt, they're more interested.
Right,
All of a sudden, attendance
Like
goes
the
up.
slide.
All full circle.
Yeah, so you weren't allowed to have a jet engine, and that's what did it. It was,
Yep.
That's what did it in.
It was chasing
literally
Well,
Justin.
yeah,
just-
people want to do what they're not allowed to do.
Right.
That's a fact.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Methanol is an interesting one. Methanol is a hot button rule.
It's so dumb in my opinion. I'm sorry.
To have
I
it or
hate
not
that.
have it?
To have to rule it out.
At this
I think it's
point-
dumb.
I just know that I'm gonna get like if I do anything cool, I just know there's gonna be a rule made against me. At this point in my life, I mean, it's happening on all fronts.
You are that guy.
It is happening on literally every front of my life. Name one, and I can tell you it's happening.
That's fair.
The methanol one was because of Chase, so I just wanted to piss in his
Yeah.
Cheerios.
Yeah.
Chase's cars aren't even fast, and you made that rule.
Yeah.
So that means that you are definitely not fast because I am faster than you.
I mean, what's
Guess
the
what? My
fastest
car
you've ever
fits the
ran?
rules.
720?
720.
720?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
I can
720 is
roll, I can
pretty
roll
freaking
down my
fast.
windows with a button.
I
My
can't do
stick
that.
car runs faster than that. I mean,
I hate this place.
come on, Chase.
I hate it.
My shit's really slow. I mean, but I'm not on methanol either.
Oh, we're hoping to run a 6 in Texas this year. We're hoping.
That is pretty spicy.
So we'll see.
But it better not lose to like a 750 car. I run a 6.
Well, it's an all GTR class. So I got that working for me.
Oh, so
I got that
everyone
working
sucks
for
at
me.
the light.
Right.
I thought people were.
Well, it's not that we suck at the light. It's just that our cars suck at the light.
Yeah, GTR dudes crack me up. Like they're like, run to the first bulb.
We have
They're just
to.
sitting there waiting, and I'm just like, I go right in.
We have to, right?
I thought people were boycotting buying those
worst.
tech cards, the
It's
GTR
the
class.
worst, dude.
Thought we were just going
Worst.
to get rid of that at TX2K.
Yeah, well, here we
Let's
go.
do
Don't be the dude that oils down the track.
There are no guarantees ever in that world.
Well, how do you contain a GTR? Because don't the trans way in the back also blow apart?
So I have a trans diaper. It's like a whole thing. It just wraps it up.
The whole
like
bottom
a
of the
container.
car just needs to have a diaper.
Well, I got under
basically,
trays
like,
the
tucked
entire
up on the
car.
bumpers.
Right.
You should
right.
just not race it.
Well, I have diapers and I have pans too. I got it all underneath the car.
And depends.
yeah, those
Yeah.
two.
He wears one in the car as well.
I absolutely
Just
wear
in
one in the
case.
car. Car is terrifying.
Last year at TX2K, we were sitting in the lanes for so long, and I see this dude get out of his GTR, helmet, Hans, visor down, go into the porta potty, walk out of the porta potty, helmet on, visor down still.
Heck yeah.
Dude, you know what
Man, it
cracks
sucks
me
getting all that
up
stuff on.
is the
Gloves and all.
GTR cameras where the dude's like, blah, 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 and they're just,
Dude, it really is like that though.
Yeah.
They're the first 330 feet.
Yours was the smoothest.
My white one.
No, your blue one.
Yeah,
I
it's
felt like it was pretty
pretty
No one's
straight.
tested your theory of just holding the wheel straight. Don't worry.
Dude, no, come drive mine. You're more than welcome to come drive mine. I'm telling you, the first 330 feet in a GTR, I think that's why I like them so much. It's so much fun because they're all over the place, but at the same time, it never feels out of control either. That's why you see these guys just stay in it. So, and after 330 feet, it's just like,
I like when
fun.
they put a turbo 400 in them and make them rear-wheel drive.
yeah, Mac is real cool.
Yeah, that's-
yeah, Mac's my hero.
Well, not even just Mac though.
So, there's only one other one.
I thought
It's
Varen
Javier-
Sai
have
has
you ever
one.
experienced a lockup 400
yes.
yet?
I guess.
No,
yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah. You're
Dude,
right.
Tire
lock
and,
up.
Was
what's
it
his
like hitting the
name?
nitrous button on
That
Fast and
car's
Furious?
not a turbo 400.
Like the.
It is like, I mean, it blips. Like you can see it in the G meter. So like
What?
when you hit your lockup, turbo 400 lockup, it's like da 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 da. Like it just you hear the engine just go, and then literally the wheel speed and the the drive shaft speed and the RPM are just one.
But like to you, it feels like you're hitting like freaking ultra boost. Like,
dude, if there's
Warp
a
zone.
car in front of me in that lock, I'm like whatever, because when the lockup hits my lockup hits before the 8th, right? It turns on at 180, so like right at the 8th mile cone. If there's a car in front of me that is not also a big block V8 and it's like one car width away, guaranteed it's getting caught almost. Like maybe like if it's not a twin turbo V8, it's getting caught.
Right.
There was at FL2K, I raced some dude in a what was that car? That was it, 240, that orange 240.
Yeah, you raced Larry.
Larry,
Drag-
that car
drag
is
times.
short times so hard, and he was way out in front of me. But it's just like, and like all those starlets, they just short
Yeah.
track the life out of my car.
Yep.
And then lock up. I can literally watch the car just. It's like they just stop. It's like they let off the gas.
Didn't you race what's his name? Stick shift F body. Didn't you race that car too?
Grubworm?
Grubworm, yeah.
yeah.
At 2 FL2Ks ago.
Yeah, but I went like 001 red. I beat him.
Yeah.
He was never past me
But you did race him.
because I red lit.
that car's so amazing.
Yeah,
That
it really
thing's
is.
unreal.
I know. Is he like? I guess he's got the same. Did he trick it out this winter or anything, or is he going
I don't
to be
know.
like crazy? I kind of want to
He's,
see. What,
I think he hasn't. I think he's been off Facebook.
I
for
think
a
they
while.
took some weight off of it again.
I'm trying to see this 661 pass get beat.
Yeah, he's apparently handing out cheeseburgers, I hear.
What?
Yeah, isn't that what he's...
I know. I was going to get one from him and put it in my World Cup stick shift trophy that I
Oh.
got.
He said there's a cheeseburger for any LS car that goes 6s.
Oh,
And
okay.
I don't think it's really happening because only '90s technology small block Chevys can do it,
I want a cheeseburger.
and Coyotes.
Yeah.
Right. That's fair.
pretty much it.
When he stirred up all that stuff before World Cup, I was like, I just know that something's going to happen to that engine. And sure enough, his engine broke. And I was like, all that trash talking about everything else. And then there's 2 LSs in the finals and an LS1.
You know, sometimes it be like that, right? It just be
It
like
just
that.
be like that.
It
The
do.
flip side is that engine is probably fairly cheap if he builds it himself. It's a stock block, stock cylinder head.
That thing's rowdy.
Yeah, it really
It's
is.
crazy.
But
Yeah.
then Nick Coleman in that truck, he's probably
Yep,
like
that thing's
next
cool,
in
man.
line for one of the baddest stick shift
What
cars.
happened to him at World Cup? I don't remember.
He's always had some bad luck with that. It's
Yeah, I
LS
think it
car,
blew
dude, you
up.
know,
Yeah.
I think it blew up.
like they say. But then Jonathan Rogers' new car,
Yeah. Yeah, he's back in the stick shift.
he put 2
Back in it
turbos
again.
on it, which should be pretty cool. I'm excited for that.
Didn't
He
I
usually-
race John this year? Something. I raced John at some
Yeah, I
point.
think you did. Yeah.
I beat him. That's all I remember.
I think it was FL2K. I think because I think I.
That's all I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I did race him at FL2K.
The-
It's pretty cool that he went from stick to an auto and then
went
back to
back,
stick.
The stick shift class, I feel like goes through these like
It
ebbs
does.
and
It's
flows of
it's like a cycle.
It really does.
Right.
where one year it's like
Man.
so awesome and sick and cool cars, and then the next year it's like nobody's around.
I remember when you guys
Yeah,
were trying to
true.
run a 7 in Leroy.
Yeah.
And I just remember I would call Justin. I was like, I just don't get it. Like I would not want to put myself
idiots.
through that. Yeah.
Yeah, we were.
I wouldn't even want to do it. Like nothing about that sounds like fun to me. Nothing. So like
I don't know what was going on.
the constant heartbreak is just like, man, dude. Like we're all sitting there pulling for it. It's like, yeah, like so many times. I just, no.
Who was the one fella that went like 802 like for a year and a half? Ray.
Kopenhauer?
Ray.
Oh,
yeah.
Ray.
Ray Buick.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he went like 802, I think.
Yeah.
The blue Camaro.
The blue
And then
Camaro.
I think Jared Kokenauer went like 80 something.
Yep.
And we had gone an 80. Oh, that was a fun time.
And Tonsky went 200,
Yeah, that
and
was.
he was like close.
There was like a battle for the
Yeah,
sevens. That
there
was
was.
awesome.
Yeah, we were all like, Facebook was such a big deal to us.
Kokenauer is still the people's champ in my opinion.
I like that
Yeah,
car. That
man.
thing was.
Yeah. It was cool.
He came to the shop the other day.
Shout
Did
out
he?
to
Yeah,
Kokenauer.
Jared Kokenauer, yeah.
I saw a Ray's car the other day too. I saw it roll
Really?
by. Yeah, because it's in like X275 now. Or
What
something.
are people up to now then? We're getting too many similarities here. The same group. Their cars
Yeah.
are popping up.
I don't know.
I mean, Tonsky has a really badass stick shift car now. That thing should be really fast. But it's kind of the Fox body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That thing should be really stout. And I think I saw the silver F bodies on his way down too, which the Moors.
Oh, yeah.
Shane. Is that his
Chris
name?
Moore.
Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that car's pretty
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen them out in a while because I think they took last year off.
No, they were at a few events.
Were they?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
were there.
yeah. He was in Indy for sure.
I don't ever worry about any other stick car because Leroy is just such a champion. When he gets in the lanes next to another stick car, it's
Oh
like
boy.
there's almost
Hey, you remember that one time?
No
we,
way
we,
he
we
can
were
lose.
talking about grubworm running his mouth a whole
Unreal.
bunch.
Other stick cars do somehow shit the bed when they're next to Leroy.
So
it's a
true.
weird situation. I don't know if they know that they're on film. I
Right.
don't know if they know that George
Get
is
a little
standing there with the
camera shot.
camera and they get scared.
Get a little camera shy. It's all right.
Or if it's the way that the two-step used to be and is.
I don't know. It scares me sometimes.
Because even like, I feel like even what's it called? The red demon had a bad pass against you once,
Listen, dude.
which
That
is
car's
rare.
that car's rowdy.
You know what I feel like we're gonna see this year, and I'm telling you, it's out. It might already be out there. Is people are putting buttons for their clutch pedals. I think it already
Buttons?
exists in the field. Yeah,
Really?
I definitely think it exists in the field already.
Really?
I bet at World Cup, I feel like there was at least one car racing with a button for the clutch pedal.
Huh?
I bet you John Rogers would do that. He seems like the guy that would.
Immediate.
No, but he just
Immediate
seems like the
DQ.
guy that would try to like progress to like
Yeah, to go
the
to the
next
gray
thing, like
together.
try
Yeah.
like something new.
I can see that.
Sometimes I do look at the guys I'm racing and I see the lights they cut, and I'm like, how the hell did they just do that? Because I cut the worst lights in Leroy. Like, the fastest I can do is maybe a 70, like 070. That's like leaning, like red lighting in my head.
Yeah.
So some guys are cutting like 20s, 30s. I think Atkins cuts really good lights. So but I'm not saying he's doing it, but I think like it's going to start becoming a thing where like you just let off a button and then shift.
Right. I mean, it makes sense.
That will be pretty cool though too. At the same time to see,
know.
it's just cool to see the tech, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, but then
Let it advance. I
If
guess.
it's like an air actuated thing that you can
Yeah,
dial in, and
But it's
tune.
got to be your leg. Like
Right,
I think
I
they should
feel-
outlaw it. If it's not already outlawed, I think it should be outlawed.
right.
Just
At that point,
look at this guy
kind
trying
of like
for
a trans
petitioning
break,
for
really.
rules,
I mean,
dude. Petitioning for rules.
yeah, there you go.
Can you
Big
guys
rule
slap
guy.
that on your rules?
But you want me to pencil
I
it
think
in?
yours says must be
Yeah.
Foot activated.
just saying it.
So why we got you here? Can you build something cool like Stevie Fast built? Because that thing's just next level.
That car
cool.
is disgusting.
That
Can you
is
build
pretty
like
cool.
a Cleeter Shadow?
A Cleeter Shadow.
Something like that.
Is that
Oh
it?
boy,
Like your boy, Stevie Fast.
Cleeter Shadow.
That car.
It is
looks-
sweet.
Only
Awesome.
open to H pattern for it, so someone could have it in yours.
Uh-oh. Here, somebody get this man
They
a
could
pen.
show up with it.
All right, I'm looking for that sneaky Pete button.
I mean, how much different is it than just like letting off a clutch? Because it's still gonna have to like.
Drastically, legs are slow.
It's a button.
If you had a air actuated blink,
Put your trans brake on button. See what happens.
I guess it just depends
Or
on what it's.
trans brake on a pedal.
Right, exactly. That's what I was saying.
Hey,
It's
yeah.
kind of like it's kind of just like a trans brake at that point, kind of.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but the hydraulics would still be slow somehow because it's still gonna always be some hydraulics.
the hydraulics get shoved back. Like now with the slipper clutches, the weight of your clutch is very heavy because the counterweights are swung when we're on the two-step. So the counterweights are like shoving against your foot real hard. So I think if you had like, even if you just had something that's holding it and it just released, it would.
I would just keep looking at Pro Stock and whatever they do there. Just
Yeah.
keep stealing from them.
Yeah.
That's where the
Man, that's
weighted
probably my
clutches
favorite
come
class
from.
to watch.
That's
in the
where all
NHRA
this
stuff.
progression
Pro Stock,
and-
yeah, Pro Stock is pretty freaking cool. And then shout out to the Elite Motorsports boys. They're just fun to hang out with.
They're fast.
Yeah, they kind of took
Competitive
us
car.
in at the Topeka National or whatever. We hung out with them a lot. It was really fun.
Sweet.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah,
They're
because
good
what's
people
his name
over
that
there.
owns it? He spends money in racing.
They all spend money, man.
Yeah.
Every single one of them people. They just it's
Love racing.
it's mind blowing. But they're all so cool. I love that.
Well, good deal, guys. This was
Yeah.
fun. Come out this weekend to Street Car Takeover. Check out their schedule in the link in the description. There's going to be a lot of good stuff. I'm going to try to push for a pro mod race because pro mods
Yes.
are cool.
We're gonna try to push for that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Call Victor.
Yeah,
come out to
it will.
Bradenton on the Friday, Saturday, and
We have
Sissio on Thursday.
pre-party tomorrow night at Sissio Performance.
And
Up
then
in St.
Freedom
It's in
Factory.
St. Pete's, right?
Freedom Factory Saturday.
It's
morning.
Clearwater.
Clearwater.
or St. Pete. It's right by the St.
Yeah.
Pete Airport.
Okay.
it's right by Showtime Speedway in St. Pete.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right
man.
next to the drag
I
strip.
forgot about that place.
If they were smart, they would have an event.
right,
Do
right.
something the same night.
Hell yeah.
They should really
All right,
step
cool.
it up. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
See you guys.
See ya.